Hello everybody, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Saturday. Paracris or Paracris with 50 gift subs. Thank you so much. Holy smokes. Macaroni and cheese. Cheese? Too early for macaroni and cheese. Dame of Fun, thank you very much for the tip too. 30. Aw. Aw, shucks. Let me see if there was a Streamlabs message on it. Holy moly. That notification's gonna be running for a while. Here, I'm gonna pop this character over to the Goblin portal. I don't know why I'm doing this on my I guess it's just Orgrimmar and I'm thinking of it right now. Wow, what a way to start a day. Hi guys. The intro screen, there's a macro, a summon favorite pet button. You can drag it out of your pet journal. It's just default UI. Summon random favorite battle pet. I have most of my battle pets set as favorites, so I'm able to just kind of hit that keybind while my UI is hidden. And that does work for that. Oh, got engaged last night. Congratulations, Calurian. That's fantastic. That's so exciting. Hang on a second. Dame Yvonne said, congratulations on 10 years. Thank you for existing and doing what you do. Aw. Guys, I wasn't going to do a big thing. You guys, that's very sweet of you. I'm here for 10 years. I've been here for 10 years. I don't see any reason why I won't be here for another 10 years. Holy moly. Do I farm island expeditions? Not anymore. I have all of the mounts and the pets from them. At one point in my life, I could see a world where I go back and work on some of the other transmog sets from them. But I'm happy to procrastinate on that for a while. It's not top of my list. Hazel, it's the most important decision of my day. Jasmine tea or caramel coffee? It's Saturday, caramel coffee. It's the weekend. It's first thing in the morning. Well deserved doesn't have to be a big thing. Oh, shucks. What was your first stream like? Is there a VOD anywhere? I don't think I have VODs of my really early streams. I didn't start streaming at the same time I started YouTube. My first streams that I tried to do were actually from Canada when I lived here previously. And at the time, my internet was so bad that I could not stream. I tried. I made a Twitch account. I tried to stream and it just wouldn't work. So I gave up on it until I later moved back to the States. Could just be about leveling hunters. Coffee? I have not seen any of those 3 films, AJ Rissman. I have not. Oh, all right, Goblin's coming soon. This has definitely died down a little bit. What I should do is not touch this Goblin and then wait for another one that I can do on my Evoker to try to get the bag in my Evoker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on Honeyplum, the Elemental Shaman over here. And then if she gets a bag, then Honeyplum has some more bag space. 65 was the best film ever. You liked it? I guess I should say something nice. You don't have to. Thanks for being such a pillar of what streaming WoW should be. Oh. I like to think that it's nice in coexistence with all of the different types of WoW streaming. I think that's one of the nice things about creator-led content is that, you know, everybody gets to do whatever their version of it is and that people can just kind of have options for what it is that they want from it. So I appreciate the spectrum of WoW streaming and YouTube content because I feel like it takes pressure off me to do anything in particular aside from precisely what I want to. Can you multi-tag treasure goblins? It's a good question. I would assume, yeah. I don't know, I would assume so. I don't know, I've never tried it. Your alt may have a different shard, so their goblin may be in a different place. I haven't tried it. I don't know if the goblin loot would get sent to your mailbox or not. I haven't tried. They're up every half an hour, so it's not that onerous to just kind of tag subsequent ones unless you only had one half-hour window in which to log on in a day. Hello, Hazel and Hazel Enjoyers. Hello. Good morning or afternoon or evening. What were my early streams like? I feel like early on, I don't know, probably a lot like my early YouTube. The energy was a bit different. I was a little more high-strung. I felt it's when you're just starting out, there's like a lot of pressure to be. Also, did it die in the water? Did I loot anything? I haven't looted anything. Oh. There it is. We found it. Oh, got a pet. Can't, never seen it before. Alrighty, let's, I actually know exactly what I want to do. But I'm gonna leave this character here. I'm just enjoying her heritage armor, honestly. She's level 64, and she's probably going to stay level 64 until such a time as I get that experience buff rolling for the Diablo one that comes later. This Mog's not having it. Colorful language? Probably slightly more colorful language. I think the whole thing was a little bit more tense, a little bit pitchier, a little more, I don't know. I don't want to say that I was trying too hard because I always felt like that was an unfair thing to accuse. I like, you know, I feel like effort shouldn't be denigrated, but it wasn't as me because, or maybe it was an older version of me. Kitty cat, you want to come see me? You want to come up here? I bet you do. I have a feeling that you do. You're so cute. You know you're cute. You know you're cute. Bye. Can I go back to commenting on our UI now? Absolutely. What's wrong with it? What do we got now? What do I want to? I want to sit in a queue for a random heroic. That's what I want to do. Is I want to try to get through 5 of these on my hunter to get a piece of champion loot and hope that I get one in a slot that I don't already have champion loot on. There's some druid guildies. I have champion loot in my bracer slot. And then I have 1 champion ring. And then I crafted boots, so I don't want boots. there's the donation alert. Made it through. Kitty. Tomorrow's your favorite day, new Dark Moon Fair. Do I want that for anything? Not really. I'm finished leveling my hunter. Every now and then I get not tripped out, but like I forget that she's level 70. Oh, you know what I can do today actually? Maybe not while I'm sitting in queue. Can you do sniff and seeks while you're queued up for stuff? I mean, I don't know if it's a good question. It's the question that I have. I want to do Nighthold today. It's Saturday. I feel like I've been kind of doing the mount runs on weekends. I've got my 4 characters with skips, and then this character has the gear that she needs to clear Nighthold comfortably. She doesn't have a skip or anything, but she can start working on it. So, I don't know. Can I actually do Nighthold while I wait in queues? Would that? I think that maybe my queue would pop, but maybe when it spat me back out, it wouldn't I'd have to like run through the instance again. Maybe it's better to not overlap that. Penguin Queen 08, thank you for the 27-month resub. Happy Saturday. Wishing you a beautiful Saturday. Thank you very much. 10 years ago was 2013. The internet was still a pretty wild place. I think I had a lot of baggage in 2013 that I may or may not have shed by now about just being online in 2013. I was what the kids these days call chronically online. And in that era of the internet, that'll do a real number on your head. I had a lot of ideas of what I needed to do and needed to not do in order to be like likable online. And it was just a weird time. I mean, world quests are always a good idea for my hunter because she's going to eternally need flight stones. So I don't see any reason why I shouldn't do those while I sit in queue. We did all of our LFR yesterday. I did all of my LFR while in my multi-target spec, so I'll never know if I would have done more damage in my single target spec. I actually didn't even get a chance to try it. It apparently involves bloodshed, which I should, click sometimes. That probably would have helped me do more damage. Oh well. This one. I click on them. That's right. You can queue for Nighthold while in an LFR queue. Oh, you can clear Nighthold while in an LFR queue. Okay. Trading post mount. I have 2 of them. I couldn't afford the 3rd one. So I have Quox, and then I also bought the Cindermane Charger because I didn't have that already. The Royal Swarmer I presently have frozen. You want to see kitty cat? The Royal Swarmer I presently have frozen in the trading post. It's for next month, assuming that I can afford it, I think. do low DPS pugs, maybe you will get a major disaster. I almost, I was having a pretty good focus day yesterday, but I almost got derailed. I logged onto my hunter to get like a quick screenshot to use in the news video. And I picked up a key. I picked up like a, you know, I've lost my key. Can you give me just like a 2 key? And it gave me an Oldemon 2. And then I thought to myself, would I, as a 405 hunter with no tier and no experience at all, could I even get into a pug? And then I saw somebody else like listing, there was a tank that was listing like an Oldemon 2, and I was like, if I applied to this, would they take me? And then I thought, no, you're busy. This is not what you're doing right now. You are not finished editing. Stop it. So I didn't try, but I am curious. I think I would like to do the heroic dungeons first, just to kind of practice existing in dungeons, and also to get that champion piece and to get some more flight stones to get more of my stuff further upgraded. But I am very curious to see, oh no, I need to kill that sound. I am very curious to see, what happened to my pet? Buddy, come on. Buddy, it's right down here. You can do it. You can. Is this life for all hunters? Is this all the time? Are you good? I don't think he's good. I think I need to dismiss and resummon. Let's go into that weak Cora and let's just take that sound right off, because I've decided that as helpful as it is, it happens way too often, and even if you guys are cool with it, it's going to drive me batty. And I don't think everybody's cool with it. Actions. Do not play sound. No sound. Just bouncy icon. I'm just going to have to get used to it like that. Shall I have a tank pet for a minute? I need a little bit more guanite, as it were. Your trading post items for June makes me want to resub grind for tender. The parrot is so beautiful. I already have a parrot. I have squawks, and I am still missing shark bait. But the purple on this one, maybe I just like purple. It was the first color I dyed my hair back when I started doing that. The purple is just so gorgeous. It's purple with like, it's kind of hard to see in the caverns, but it's got like a little bit more of like a fuchsia on the, I forget the name, but the flight feathers, I guess. Is Master's Call still a thing? I don't know. It might be more of a, I don't know. I'm going to be talking out of my behind if I try and say anything about that. Appropriate for Pride Month. Ooh! Dungeon time. They're going to let me in. They're going to let me do one. Hi, Katie. Are you happy? You were so happy to see me this morning. I don't know why. Just because you're a sweet girl, I guess. You know why? I think it's because I got out of bed on time. I got out of bed when I was supposed to, and I feel like she knows. I feel like she understands what my schedule should look like and what it looks like when I'm being degenerate. And she's like really, she's a little tiny life coach. She's really happy whenever I'm doing the right thing. So I get out of bed at like 8 and she's like, yeah, you did it. Meow. Replace the buying goat with a screaming goat. Every time that we need to put up a barbed shot. Boy. I do think I still need to like tweak the weak auras a bit. I don't think my Beastly one was working at all. And then without the sound, I may need to reposition or otherwise do something with the barb shot one just to make sure that I'm going to see it. But I don't need to... Can I fly through them? Yeah, you can fly through them. I forgot about that. This world quest baffles me because there's so many different ways to get progress on it. You can loot this stuff. You can kill the mobs. You can fly through the mobs. It's a lot. And it's a world quest, so it's not like there's going to be a big thing of quest text with clues about all the different ways that you can do it. Oh, there's ore. There's ceravite, and then there's more ceravite. Cunning pets have Master's Call? If shorts... Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Kitty's got good fur. I brushed her yesterday. I was looking, I went for a walk this morning because I was up early enough, and I saw a really beautiful cat that had really long hair. And I thought to myself, would I ever adopt a cat that had really long hair? You know, I've lived for 7-8 years with Kira, who has short hair. And I've made my peace with that, but long-haired cats are so beautiful. And one of them probably needs me. Are there any people in this dungeon? We're in a random heroic. It's the other vault. They're all way up there, I see. I need to scoot. I need to just catch up here. I wonder if there's going to be any... No, don't stop to herb the thingies. Oh, alright. So this is a jumping down situation. Just in case, I'm going to just dismiss my pet. Sometimes your pet jumps down with you, but not often enough for me to trust it. Alright, perfect. I know how to do this. What? Oh, I'm so good. It's not a hard trick, but it's one that I usually forget to do. Oh, I've made mistakes. All cats are friends. Trimming butt hairs sucks. Love long-haired cats. Mm-hmm. They're cute. Yeah. I do enjoy spending time with my cat. You know, she doesn't need a lot of maintenance. She's a pretty low maintenance girl. But, you know, I brush her. I brush her teeth every day. What else do we do, honey bear? Cuddles. That's important. You'll hear about it if you miss the cuddles. Oh, I'm in my single target spec. I guess it's a heroic dungeon. I could swap. But you know, maybe it's worth being single target for a boss. Am I doing anything? Not as much as that hunter. How did I do? I did 47k. I was second DPS. I'll take it. I am going to switch to my multi-target spec though, if I can. I'm sure it's a random heroic. Oh, I can't change that. It's bloodshed's on cooldown. That's why. For a moment, I thought they were going to do that to me. Huh, I didn't realize my snail was going to be the first pet in my stable now. I thought for sure it would be the moth. I actually want to go tame a new moth. Don't get me wrong. I'll never let go of my original moth, but I might stable it for posterity and then get. How? I guess I should check the bloodshed cooldown. It should be dead. There we go. Just about done. Strike me as the type of person who put in the effort to properly care for a long-haired cat. Oh, I thought. Okay, I'll catch up. I was gonna say I thought that that was a player, and that I had lots of time because they hadn't gone yet, and then it turned out that was not a player. That was a that was Syndragosa, I'm pretty sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna help with the trash pack eventually. I'm coming. I'm on my way. The classic stable moth. There's really lovely new moths in the Zerlek Caverns, and you know, I like my old moth, but I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. So maybe I should, you know, put it in the museum, so to speak. Don't mind me just inspecting the other hunter to see how my gear compares. That's a 4 of 8 weapon, a 424 weapon. I think their gear's better. Oh, do they have tier? They have 2 set. What does 2 set do? Kill command damage is increased and it has a chance to reset barbed shot. Oh, that sounds fun! I want that! How am I ever going to get 2 set? Catalyst, I guess. Catalyst or LFR, but LFR did not give me any tier this first time around. I was lucky just to get a... Uh-oh. 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 I like survival of the fittest. I don't know why I have that. I don't know if it's a talent I've taken or if it's just something that all hunters have or like something to do with my pet. I don't think so because it's not a tenacity pet. But having that has been saving my life frequently and a lot. It's a pretty long cooldown, but it's a nice defensive. I don't know how long they've had that, but I feel like they can't have had it in Shadowlands, otherwise my hunters wouldn't have died so much in Shadowlands. Mouse over their name and details to see their item level. Oh, okay. Oh, you can see their Mythic Plus score too. All right. Yeah, I didn't know how to creep on people's item levels. I've actually kind of wanted to know. You know, if you're comparing yourself to someone, you may as well find out if it's fair. It's a pet talent. It wasn't Shadowlands. Okay. A moth. You could create a moth army. Who was it? Oh, I was doing a time walking dungeon with Flabby and Ben. recently, and I was on my hunter, and Ben was like, how TF is your moth stomping? How's a moth gonna stomp? And then I said, tiny boots. So I have to have a moth. I have to have a moth for the tiny boots myth. 3-minute cooldown. It's 2.4 for me. Yeah, I know, it's a pretty long cooldown, but how often can danger really happen? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I love Beast Cleave, man. It's so good. Uh-oh. I jinxed it. I jinxed it. I was having such fun. Oh, I tried to kick it too. My kick was just on cooldown. I don't know what I kicked before, but something not worth it. Imagine if damage only occurred every 3 minutes. All healers would stop playing. True. Oh, a chicken. Is that my chicken? Is that a wild beast? It can't be. Oh, no, that's the healer. That's our priest. I forgot that happened in this dungeon. I'm thinking, I've never seen a dire beast chicken. Also, am I spec'd into dire beast? Oh, dear. Not in this build. The other build has dire beast, and I need to remember to use it. I was single target build for the first fight. I did not once press dire beast because my cooldown, my keybinds are a bit of a mess. All right, so we're gonna get this rolling. I think that these heroic dungeons will be great for me because it'll be a good chance for me to like kind of practice my rotation a little bit. I'm still real new to this Dragonflight BM Hunter thing, and I'd like to, I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to be Azertharian, but I wouldn't mind being better than I currently am, you know. If I'm gonna play it as an alt, then I'd like to practice it, because it's fun to see yourself make improvements. While rooted, you can disengage to clear the root. Oh, I don't think I knew that. Clearing movement and parrying effects. Including roots? That's nuts. That's good. I should do that. Alright. I remember this sword. I haven't seen this, I mean, most people haven't seen this dungeon since last season, but... Oh, see you later, kitty cat. Roots are indeed movement and parrying. I had some idea that maybe is complete nonsense. I had some idea that roots qualified as like a different thing from like a snare. And movement and parrying, I guess root is movement and parrying, but in my mind that meant snare and not root. Like how escape artist will get me at, well, maybe escape artist gets me out of everything, I don't know. Gets me out of nothing anymore because I'm not a gnome. You need to have post haste talented. Do I have post haste talented? Am I post hasty? I do have post haste talented. Oh. Where am I going? This isn't right. How did I get so lost? It's a skip along the wall. Oh, I've never done this before. Back here. Oh, I see. I've never seen this before in my earthly life. Have I ever seen this before? I vaguely remember jumping down here. You know how when you're a kid and somebody drives you everywhere? Or like, you know, you've never driven because you're a child. And then you've been places a million times, but like because you just kind of got in the car and went, you don't actually know where anything is. That's how I feel about dungeon routes and raid routes, because all I ever do is follow other people. I don't navigate myself, nor do I have any desire to, so if you ask me whether I've been somewhere before, I actually won't know. I'll have just followed somebody else there, potentially. Very good, makes the dungeon a lot faster. Ah.
What is she hiding?
Why do you record Discord sound? It always gets recorded. I just usually don't use it in the edit, but I tried it both ways in the news video, and I felt that it both really benefited from sound, plus the sound wasn't anything that anybody would be ashamed of. So I figured that was an exception. But yeah, I always have the sound. Wife jokes that she still feels like that because I always drive. It was truly remarkable how much better, like, what a different understanding I had of where things are in my city once I started to actually drive around. Because typically I have a very good understanding of walking radius from wherever I live, because wherever I've lived, I've always been a pretty avid walker. I like going for walks. I like walking all sorts of different routes and mapping out where everything is and, you know, where I can find ducks and who's got cats in their windows and whatever. So I'm usually, like, I'll know all the streets within, like, a 2-kilometer radius. But, you know, when people talk about, like, you know, head up this highway until you reach this, I'm usually like, I don't know. But now that I actually, if I want to go anywhere, I kind of have to drive. It's weird. I actually kind of know when someone says, you know, the 17, I'm like, oh yeah, I know where that goes. I know what you mean by that. I've looked at that map before. I have Google Maps to all of those intersections to find out whether or not they have dedicated left turn lanes. Something for me? Oh, thanks. Oh. Wow. Also, don't mind me absolutely murdering my rotation. I'm supposed to kill these. I'm supposed to do damage. That's right. Oh no, there's more. At a certain point on Heroic, it's possible that nobody bothers with these anymore. Hard to say. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to boss this time. She spits them out constantly. Woo! One dungeon done. I also got some adventure legs, which I will put on, actually.
My dear one. He knew that wild magic was dangerous, but he meddled with it anyway.
My goblin cohorts are, really excited for the explosive potential of guanite. If you see any shale wings...
Mental map of driving, very different from walking mental map. It used to be embarrassing because I would walk so much. I would be stopped for directions by people. People would pull over and be like, hey, do you know how to get to this? Or I'm trying to find this highway, or can you tell me where this thing is? And I'd be like, no. And usually what I would do is I would lie and I would say, sorry, I'm new to the area, because people understood that. When the truth was, sorry, I've lived here for 10 years. I just don't know where anything is like a harder thing to, I mean, it's a stranger. I don't think they care, but like, I was always too embarrassed to say that. So I would always lie to strangers and tell them that I was new, so that I would have an excuse for not having good directions. Because the last thing I wanted to do was make up a direction, just hope that I sent them in the right way. Goblin timer's really off now. Is it? It's been, like, it got like a minute or two late for me, but it's been consistently a minute or two late for a while. So it's been, I haven't had trouble with it recently. Okay, so there we go. Some nice leggings. They're adventure 1 of 8. So I can definitely chunk some upgrades into those. And then they gave me a neck piece. Excellent. Yeah, adventure neck. I needed that. I actually need loot from these heroic dungeons. That's pretty funny. That puts me to 406. Woo! So the legs, I want to put, I had a fierce armor kit on last time. I want to get another one. I put a 2-star one on before because I was cheap. And I'm going to continue to be cheap because 28 gold is pretty nice for just like a piece of intermediate, like temporary gear. I'm going to go back to Loam. I'm going to put myself back in queue because we're going to need to do 5 of these. Thank goodness I do have the quest. We've done 1 of 5. We'll need to do more. Did I get flight stones for doing the dungeon itself? I must have. I got 8 flight stones for doing the world quest. The dungeon, I got 20 flight stones for finishing the dungeon. Somebody got some plans. Okay. So let me see if I can afford any upgrades here. It's actually really fun gearing up an alt in the new system because there's like lots of little things. I don't have to do anything scary and I can still like progress my gear, so to speak. So, oh, I'm like broke on flight stones. It would only take me 4 whelp crests and 354 to take the legs to 411, but I don't have that kind of flight stones. So we're just gonna take it to just 1 level, I suppose. I've got the flight stone discounts, but that doesn't help you when you're super, super out of them. Good news is you get flight stones from everything, so we can chuck that. I'm glad I didn't dump anything into upgrading that. We can get rid of those. We can get rid of those. I've been trying to make a point to send all of those Zerlet Caverns greens around to my different alts to learn the transmogs because they're actually really cool looking. Dunadan 1305 with a 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. 4 seasons. 2 types of flight stones? No. Flight stones are just flight stones. They're the Flintstones vitamins. They are the bulk currency. Crests are the other thing that you need in addition to flight stones, and there's a bunch of types of those. There's a bunch of tiers of those. But you'll use flight stones no matter what thing you're upgrading and how many and how high it is. No plans for Hardcore Classic or D4 at the moment. I know you didn't ask about D4, but I figure I'll just lump that in there. Need to watch a video. It's a big thing. I would bookmark or just Wowhead has a page on it that breaks it down in a way that made a lot of sense to me. Playing with it also helps because no matter what, you get a thing, you take it to an upgrader, and they'll tell you exactly what you need. But yeah, there's a lot of different pieces to it. It's a system that I really like now that it's in and I'm used to it, but it definitely has a bunch of parts to it. Okay, so that's a 12-minute queue. What else can I do that's gonna give me easy? Let's do a couple dragon races. Maybe that might give me some easy golden flight stones. I wonder if I'm allowed to do. I don't know if digs are like. Digs wouldn't put me into a group. I bet I could be in a heroic dungeon queue and do like a sniff and seek. I bet they'd let me do that. That seems like it would be true. I need to do Frank assaults today also. That is also the case. I want to do so many things. I guess it's the weekend. I can stay on until noon, but I want to do, and I have tomorrow's stream as well, but Frank assaults, I want to do all my night hold. I want to do all these heroic dungeons. I want to get a bunch of stuff to upgrade all of these things. Frank assaults give gear and flight stones and low-level crests, so they're perfect for a character like this that's just trying to get as good as they can without getting into like the higher grade content. There's also some Drake Watcher manuscripts. There's some Drake customizations you can only get for the Frank assaults. But I believe you can get some veteran, if not champion gear from the assaults. I think, because I have a piece of champion gear, and I've never done the 5 dungeon quest thing, so I must have gotten it from a Frank assault. Yeah, the empowered flight stone seems like a mistake. It seems like an absolute waste of flight stones. You could craft a piece of gear with a spark and with no item level determiner, with no matrix at all, and get a 424 piece. So I don't really understand what the enchanted one is supposed to do aside from just take a bunch of flight stones. 408 veteran 3 of 8 from the assault. Okay. Where did I get these bracers from? I have maybe a weekly? I have champion bracers. I don't know from what. Something. Hi. Because I didn't do the heroic dungeons thing before. Oh, is it from that? You know what? I know what it's from. I got those from doing the time walking quest. I got those from doing the time walking dungeons. That's a pair of normal raid bracers. I understand. Oh, hi, sweetheart. You're such a cutie pie. Hi. Oh. Yeah, I don't think it was the campaign. I haven't really done campaign on this character. There's definitely rewards that I could get for it. This cat's so cute. There's definitely rewards that I could get for it, but I don't really want to do the questing again. Maybe. Maybe just for the flight stones. You're being very sweet. Kitty, what should I mean, this isn't of immediate relevance to you, but what should I bake next? I made a chocolate tart, and we finished that. I kind of want to try making... I got a stainless steel bowl that I can use to, like, temper eggs for egg custards over hot water, and also for melting chocolate over hot water. Because before, all I had were plastic mixing bowls, and I was not about to put those over top of my stove. So I kind of want to try making like a creme caramel. I've only ever seen them. I don't think I've ever eaten one. But I got some ramekins and I've got eggs and stuff, so I feel like I could do it. Do I have a team for this pet battle? Could I do it? Lucitore, thank you for the 18-month resub. Did they lower the Flightstone drop from the rares in Zeralek? They did something to the rares in Zeralek. I don't know what. I thought they lowered Flightstones from Mythic Plus or something. There was some kind of a Flightstone nerf. Do I want to be here? I don't know if I do want to be here. I think I want to do... I think I'm getting confused. I want to do the pet battle, but I don't actually really want to be in the Caldera area. I also need to do the world boss. The Kali Elders would be good for me too. Are you guys elites? You're not elites. All right. You can do anything living the baking show fantasy. I was 100% influenced by rewatching some Bake Off because in the intervening time I have made a pie and a tart. I purchased that mixing bowl. I got some pie weights. I also got a bench scraper. I'm gonna try hand making some bread again. And also there was something pastry related that I wanted a bench scraper for. I forget. I've been influenced to purchase things. Now I need to use my toys. I got a springform pan. I can do cheesecakes again. I have not been farming the correct amount. I heard something about the drop on it being sketchy, and then I figured I'm just going to procrastinate on that until I can feel assured that anything that could have been wrong with it has been fixed, quietly or otherwise. Ooh, cute pot. Do I want to be? I want to be in my multi-target spec for that. Yeah. I've done my family battler achievement. I just need like a regular strat. I thought I had one. Gonna touch dough with bare hands? I know, right? I'm not gonna be happy about it. I did dough yesterday, but I did it in the bread machine. It was pizza dough. I made homemade pizza. I put lots of stuff on it actually. It was really yummy. I let my dough prove one extra time than I usually do, because usually after I've run it through the dough cycle in the machine, I'm like really lazy. So I just kind of like slap it on a pan, throw toppings on it, and bake it. But this time I started just long enough in advance to actually let it rest at that point. Oh no, we've lost somebody. And it was really good. I put on some olives and some basil and spinach from my garden. I put some garlic and rosemary into the crust. It had kind of like a lot of flavors going on, but I thought it was yummy. That's the nice thing about cooking for you, is that you get to do whatever you want. Where is everybody? Here? Do you watch Claire Saffitz? I have seen some of her stuff from a long time ago. I haven't watched anything recently. I'm sure she's fantastic at influencing though. Used a bench scraper for the first time recently for regular cooking. Man, is it great. I chopped a carrot with one, and I wasn't impressed. People, maybe it's more for chopping other kinds of stuff. I like knives. I like regular chef's knives. I have 2 chef's knives. I keep them both very sharp. I like them very much. People talk about bench scrapers being awesome for, whatchamacallit. I don't know where anybody is. For like scooping up chopped vegetables and moving them places, and that's never been an area of my life where I felt hard done by. Pie weights, use beans. I just, I like the aesthetic of pie weights. I'm not gonna lie to you. Beans work great. Rice works great. I just think the pie weights look really cute, and that was enough for me. Been fantasizing about letting my pizza dough proof for like a week. Should try that. Oh, it's a lot of pressure. What if you get to the end of the week and then you're like, oh, something's gone terribly wrong here. Chop the carrot with a knife, but scoop it with the scraper. It's better than scraping it with a knife. I suppose so. You gotta follow your heart. Oh, that's where they are. I was like, where are they standing? I couldn't find them. They were like blending in. Ah, new tank. Love to see it. Saves my knife from getting dull. I don't think I really scoop with my knife. I feel like I scoop with my hands. Or like I'll scoop with the back side of the knife. Like I'll chop the stuff on the board. And then I'll tilt the board. I'll take the back edge of the knife. And then I'll use that to scrape stuff wherever it's going. Unless I just kind of like... I don't feel like I'm scooping with the blade edge. But I also sharpen my knife fairly often because I learned how to and now I can't stop. I figured if I sharpened my knife too often, it would like get very narrow very quickly, but it turns out you have to sharpen a knife like a lot to grind it all the way down, and knives aren't that expensive. And I'm still sharpening the same knife that I got for free because of baking streams like 6 years ago, and it doesn't even look any different, so. Am I making good choices? Nope. Absolutely not. It's a good thing. It's a good job that I am in a random heroic and not in a mythic key or anything like that. Holy moly. I think I might have butt pulled that pat. Everything's fine. We're all okay. You ever scoop with a rubber spatula? Not unless I have it out. You get your Hunter Week cores? Yeah, I got one. I thought I was getting another one. I thought I was installing like a beast cleave tracker that would not only track my beast cleave duration, but also show me which mobs were getting hit by it. But if we're being honest, I'm not even convinced I have Plater installed in this character. These do not look like Plater nameplates. I need to look into that. Where Plater, please. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Turn that back on. Dragonflight, a good expansion for a solo PvEer? Yeah, I think so. I think you've got lots and lots to do. Oh, hey, there's a boss there. Oh no, it's replaced my personal resource display. That was the only reason I had the personal resource display was for my tracker. Oh, jeez. Where's the thingy gonna be? Oh, it's dead. Man. I mean, I know I can change that in Plater, but I hadn't looked into it. I don't think I'd realized I wasn't using Plater in my Hunter this whole time. I don't think I had any idea. Yeah, I was yeah. Everything's fine. Not that many mounts to collect when compared to BFA or Shadowlands. Yeah, I totally agree. It's a much smaller group of them. Although I can't complain because I don't have them all yet. I get why, but definitely Shadowlands was an excellent collection for expansion for collectors rather. Yeah, I need to sort out my weak cores. I need a little more than this. Using Plater ever since KUI updated, went back to KUI.
Truly a blasphemous idol. Continue your work.
Oh, we're doing a double pull. I'm just gonna have to try and remember to press my buttons such as Beast Cleave every once in a while and hope that it's enough damage. KUI kind of met the same fate of, oh, which one was it? One of my damage meters. I forget which one. Might have been Recount, honestly. Might have been back when I was using Recount. There was in I want to say watt. It could have been mop. A time period where my favorite damage meter did not get updated for an egregious amount of time. And because of that, I swapped to... Oh, I don't know if it was to details, which is what I'm using now, but I swapped to something. And even when they fixed recount, I never swapped back just because I didn't see any reason to change things again when I had already made an effort to get used to whatever I'd started using after that. And it's kind of the same thing that happened to KUI nameplates for me. I'm sure that the update is good, but after I made an effort to get used to Plater and learn to like Plater and figure out my Plater profile, I figure as long as I don't have any complaints with Plater, I'd rather not mess with it. Had one that highlighted important mobs and important casts. Mine sometimes does that by default. And I don't really, because I certainly didn't tell it to do that. And I don't really know why. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I really like that my Plater tells me... when a mob is needed for a quest. I think that's great. I think that's fantastic and I like it a lot. Don't mind me. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Yeah, it might have been Scotty. It might have been when I ditched recount and switched to Scotty. I don't remember what made me switch to details. Maybe a similar situation. Nameplate profiles are annoying to tinker with too. May as well keep it if it works. Yeah. I'm so close to being happy with this Hunter UI. I think I just need to mess around with my weak cores a little bit more. Because it's important if you're going to be practicing something, I think, to be able to see the information you want really comfortably. And everybody's got like their own balance for what is what. Oh, geez, Louise. Mistakes. Everyone's kind of got their own idea of what's right because, you know, something that is really useful, relevant information that's being shown very clearly for somebody, to somebody else might look totally overwhelming and distracting and like too much. Whereas somebody else might find a certain thing too simplistic or too unobtrusive and not like alerting enough. And it's a very personal preference. So I just gotta work on it.
Praise me again.
Baking discussion just convinced me to get cookies and ice cream. This is officially a Saturday. What kind of cookies? I actually have, I need ideas. I have ice cream in my freezer. It's in my freezer, I promise. I have ice cream in my freezer. It's vanilla ice cream. It's better than Bargain Barrel and it's not as good as Haagen-Dazs. It's in the middle. And I got it because I was making that cherry pie and I figured I need to have ice cream with this pie. This is very important. Had that, it was lovely. No complaints, 10 out of 10. But now, the pie is long gone. And there's still, like, lots of ice cream. And I am a sinner in that I have a tendency to forget that I have ice cream. And I leave it in my freezer for so long that it gets, like, really freezer burnt and upsetting. And then I just end up throwing it out, which is very sad. So I don't even buy ice cream most of the time because I know I'm not going to eat all of it. And I want to know what I should bake that is really nice with ice cream. I was thinking of like chocolate lava cakes, but I just made this chocolate tart. I want to do something not chocolate for like this intermediate bake. I don't know. Waffles. Watching it melt in the sink is a sad fate. White chocolate with cranberries and blueberries. Ooh. Ooh, that is the move.
On our sacred grounds?
Eat it by itself? I used to do that. It lost its appeal for me at some point in my life. I don't know why. I mean, it's probably not the end of the world. Whenever there's something that was arguably not healthy for me that I've kind of lost interest in, I usually just take that as a gift from the universe. Congratulations, you don't need this. You know, save your poor decisions for something that brings you more satisfaction, you know. If you're gonna have a vice, make it a good one. Oh, don't run with those. Don't run with those. Yeah, I miss my personal resource display. Now it's completely gone. Chocolate chip cookies for ice cream sandwiches. Sarah, thank you for the 5-month resub. Very much appreciated. Also, JSol had a 7-month resub as well earlier. Thank you so much. If you went to get ice cream, what flavor do you get? I get something a little different every time. As a child and a teenager, I was a devotee of mint chocolate chip. That was my go-to, and I still like it for nostalgia. But these days, I want something, anything that's in the general realm of including like caramel, nuts, toffee, fudge, coffee, anything in that general zone. So like your moose tracks, your bear tracks, not so much marshmallow, but like, you know, caramel and nuts is kind of like a good starting point for an ice cream flavor for me. But it's not something I do super often. Thrifty butter pecan and mint chip in the freezer. Time to go get some. Snickers bar, I get it. Yeah. I like O. Henry bars. Whenever I'm in a Canadian airport, I mean, I know they sell them at like grocery stores too, but if I'm gonna grab a candy bar off the shelf, I'm probably gonna do an O. Henry. It's like peanuts and caramel and chocolate, basically. Can I not kill these ants? I can't kill these ants. Okay. There we go. Hey, I got a manuscript. Oh, somebody else got a stolen Breath of Onara. Thanks, guys. I'll take it. It's not gear, but I'll take it. Pudding Shomura. I've never heard of that. Made with maple would be amazing with ice cream if you have maple syrup. I don't have maple syrup. If I wanted to spend like $17, I could get some maple syrup. Oh, okay. I am going to mess with my weak cores right now. I'm not happy about it, but I'm going to do it. Old-fashioned fruit crumble. Fresh fruit is best. How do dungeons feel as DPS? They're fun. It's a different kind of vibe than doing them as a healer. It's like, it's harder for me because I'm not as used to it, so I'm spending all of my time staring at my bars trying to figure out what I'm doing. But it's nice in that I know that if I miss a cooldown, no one's going to die. It's just going to take a little longer. It's lower stakes, I feel like, as long as I'm not, you know, doing anything drastically terrible. BM Hunter. I'm gonna see what else. Oh, no, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that either, actually. I've, you know what? Maybe I won't worry about this for now. Dire pack tracker. Focus bar. Creating your own weak auras. Yeah, I don't know. What I might do. I don't want Plater to show my personal resource bar. I just want to get my own back. Let's disable that module and see if that works. Because I want to use Plater for enemy nameplates, but I just want my old default personal resource bar. Because that's kind of like my basic version of that's kind of like my little baby version of having a stack tracker, you know. It's not fancy or big, but it gets the basic job done. We're not in for WeCore update session because I recently fiddled with a bunch of my site blockers and I have turned off basically everything, so I can't go to WAGO right now. Yeah, I know the packs are super useful. I just always end up annoyed with them, and then I tear them to shreds, and then I don't like the way they look when they've been torn to shreds, so I've kind of given up on the whole enterprise. Oh, does that mean that I can't? Did I set up? Let me see. Can I go to Zufu's? Yeah, we're okay. So we want a Shinmura strat for just like a regular everyday world quest strat for this fight here. Strategy 1 of 8 with a script. I wonder why this script seems to be default in there. Here we go. Just because I think this will give me some flight stones. I guess I must have gotten flight stones from my last key too. Or not key, dungeon. That was it was many things, but it was not a Mythic Plus key. I am Canadian. We don't have free food. I mean, just because it's from here doesn't mean it's cheap. Groceries can be very expensive sometimes. They've calmed down a bit. They're not as bad as they were at the height of the times, but they're still not awesome. Yeah, growing up, we would buy the fake maple syrup because it was more affordable than genuine maple syrup. Like, if you had actual maple syrup, that was for like a holiday. That was for Christmas. Inflation's still kicking my butt. It's still pretty bananas. I've been looking at my my budgeting and my expenditures, and food is definitely food in particular. Everything else is kind of like you can kind of like, yes, there's inflation active in other places, but a lot of other expenses are things that you can kind of make do without or find creative workarounds, but you really got to eat. And I sometimes can be very frugal with groceries and be fine, but I know that it's kind of a double whammy in that I'm not a picky eater, but I can lose interest in food pretty easily. So if I'm trying to just exist on beans and rice, I can do it for a while, but it's not the greatest thing for me because I'll just stop bothering. I am in queue for that. That's good. We did that world quest. That's good. That gave me 12 flight stones plus some polished pet charms. Renting groceries are the biggest ones, since indeed they're essentials. Yeah, you gotta sleep somewhere and you gotta eat. Oh boy. My biggest dream in life, I think, and something that I'm working towards is just, well, making my brain into a nicer place to be that's just a little more reasonable to exist and function in, but then making my life a nice place to be that is reasonable to have under control, where if somebody asks me something, I can, like, know how to answer them. I can understand. Basically, I want everything to feel manageable and like I'm not in control of everything, but like kind of on top of it, If I'm not in control of something or I don't know something, then I know exactly how to find out. And my head's a little underwater, and it's been like that for a while, and I'd like to kind of learn how to swim. What am I doing now? I did a couple world quests. I was talking about maybe working on my Nighthold clear while in a dungeon queue, but I'm worried that if I get my dungeon and then I get out of it, it's going to spit me out. I'm going to have to run like a whole bunch. Let's go do the slime ranching thing. What do you feel not in control of? Whew. Some stuff that I can't talk about. And then I think it's just... Man, it's hard. I think this one I'm gonna have to do on my own. I don't think I can dish. It's just like regular life stuff, but regular life stuff that becomes really difficult to manage when you're not like when you don't have a lot of clarity in your mind. I've always kind of had problems with sitting down and focusing and procrastination and anxiety and stuff, but I've really let it get away from me in the last like 2 years, I would say, kind of since I moved. And it's one of those things that like the longer you ignore stuff, the worse it gets. And then the scarier it seems, and then the worse it gets. And then you can kind of end up in this situation where you're just like waiting for bad things you're just hoping that nothing goes wrong because you don't know what you would do if it did. So I'm trying to just clear out some space in my brain to help me, like, I don't know, tackle things one at a time in a reasonable way. It's hard to explain, but I'm doing my best. Equanimity. What does that mean? It sounds like horses, but it's not horses. Captain ADHD here. I've, Hi. Feel like not having a backup plan. I feel like I'm missing a front-up plan a little bit. You know how, like, I don't have a Sarkareth guide done? And how I don't really make very many YouTube videos outside of the Saturday News Roundup? It's not because I don't want to. I feel like I've got this thing that's it's been getting increasingly worse for the past, like, 10 years, really. You know, I had a period in my early YouTube career where I was cranking out videos, and I was doing, like, 1 every day, and then 5 a week, and then 3 a week, and then 2 a week, and then whatever. And it's gotten worse and worse over time, but right now I kind of feel like I can't even... You ever get stuck waiting for something? Like, you know you've got a package delivered later in the day, or you've got a meeting later in the day, so you feel like you can't start anything before then, even though you logically have tons of time. I have, like, a macro version of that, where I've got, like, some administrative stuff that I'm working through that... or not working through, I guess, that I feel like I can't do anything else until that's done. But I also have been stuck and unable to do it. So I've kind of been in this, like, maintenance treading water mode because my brain, like, won't let me start anything because it's like you have to do this other thing first, but then you won't do the other thing. So you're just kind of, like, waiting forever for something catastrophic to actually kick you into action, which is not a great way to live, but it is the problem that I've had lately. I want... to do... I get flight stones for doing overworld world quests as well, don't I? I could just go do overworld world quests. Is that a bad idea? I want to do the Frank Assault, but I kind of want to keep chipping away at these dungeons. How's it going, party people? Hello, Dizzy Nitrum. How have you been? How are things? I do need to work to make money, but I've been lucky enough to have... I'm lucky enough that the level that I'm doing now, where I'm streaming and I'm doing the news videos and I have a catalog of videos and I do, like, a set of raid guides, greater or less one. I'm lucky enough that I can pay rent off this. I don't need to do more. I just want to do more. Which is a blessing and a curse, because if I was starving or homeless, then it would be a lot harder to make videos. But also, the prospect of that might fry me enough to make me kick me into action to overcome all of these things. Whereas right now I have, like, the space that I need to kind of work on healing and work on making peace with myself and work on all of these mental issues that are a problem. But also, it's like I'm a little bit enabled to just kind of keep continuing like this. So I think the thing that's going to kick me into action is not going to be a financial crisis. It's going to be an anxiety crisis. Any WoW expansion you didn't enjoy? Not really. My least favorite was Legion, but I still liked it. I still played through the whole thing. I had a lot of fun in Legion. I just felt very overwhelmed. Do I have any maps to give him? I do have maps to give him. Finally got the mount from the Gobbo and the bag and the pet. All in the same drop. Holy moly, that's a lot. Yeah. I'll be okay. And I'm not, I'll be okay. I have problems, but everybody does. And you know, what's the takeaway? What's the happy ending? I've got a really nice cat. I try and remember that even if it feels like I'm not getting anywhere in anything that I'm working on, even the experience of not getting anywhere can still in a weird way be progress. Even if you've just been spinning your wheels and getting increasingly frustrated that you're just spinning your wheels, that increasing frustration can eventually kind of do something to you that, you know, sometimes it can trigger a mindset shift that you wouldn't have had no matter how many good ideas you've had. It's not for nothing, even if it feels like it's for nothing. Congrats on 10 years, Hazel. Thank you very much. What do I want? No, I'm good. I'm all set. I want to do well in this dungeon. I want to be beast cleaving. I want to be keeping my stacks up. I have at least this happening again, so that's good. Maybe I should be like waiting to DPS until after we get somewhere. Because we're still moving. We're still cruising. We're moving. We're going. I feel like I was doing more beast cleave damage before. Owie. I wonder why. I feel like that should have been more than 75k. That's okay. Yeah, this is a Beast Mastery Hunter. This is my new alt. They have absorb shields on. I can dispel one of those. I could get rid of one absorb shield. Here, who's still got one? There you go. I'm helping. How are you enjoying Dragonflight? Feels empty. Not sure how to explain it, but hollow. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, no, I've been enjoying it a lot. I've been having fun with parts of the game that I haven't had this much fun with in a long time. I've been really enjoying making gold to the point that it's a bit of a problem. Because I'll just set my character up to like craft, you know, 10,000 potions. And then I won't like move on with my day because I keep checking back to making sure my character hasn't logged out because I'm crafting 10,000 potions. But I'm making gold. That's a tough one to find a gaming life balance from, is when you just want to be always crafting. I don't play any mages. I don't have any mages. I know my pets will probably jump in with me, but I'm dismissing them just in case because I'm scared. What? Ow. No! Okay, it's okay. There's nothing down here. For a second I thought there was going to be like a, I don't know, a monster. A beast. How much gold do you make? Some variable amounts, hard to say. More than 0 is usually my benchmark. I use Craft Sim to help me project. I know you just want a number. I can't give one to you. I don't know. Usually I would say if I'm making 10,000 pots, I'm probably making no less than 50,000 gold and no more than 200,000 gold off of that. 10,000 is a lot. I might go through 10,000 in like a day or two, but I don't do them all at once because I can't move that many that fast. I would lose too much in deposits. But I'll make, well, is it too much? Yeah, it is, because they're only 200 stacks. I make a bunch of different things depending on when they're profitable. I also try to like buy mats in bulk whenever they dip a bit cheaper so that I can keep crafting things later when the prices pick up. But my add-on doesn't actually remember how much I spent for this stuff. It'll show me the current mat value. So it's all a bit messy. I just kind of do a bunch of stuff and hope for the best. He'll strip the scales from my flesh. That sounds like something that probably needs doing. Is that what they do at spas? What if they made like a really angry you know, metal spa where you go to get your skincare treatments before the heavy metal cruise. And you go in and they start by saying, "I'll strip the scales from your flesh." And then they exfoliate you. They can scent you with the golden flower nectar of Valhalla or something. It'll be good. Chick Swag, thank you very much for the 2-month resub. I don't think I ever tried OSRS. It's like a rhythm game, right? I don't think I ever did that one. I'm like stuck. I can't get up there. You don't get out much. Not to spas. I'm not a big spa person. I like a good home spa. I like a good home, you know, bath salts and candles, and you know, I'll do my nails at home, but I'm not super comfortable with having other people work on me in that way. I would get my hair done, but yeah, no. I don't think I've ever actually gone for like a facial. Crit exfoliate. Axe throwing, glass breaking, minus the skincare. I've been to a couple of Renaissance fairs. You don't like the feeling of a car being worked on by a mechanic. I mean, I think it's great for my car. I just don't feel like anybody that's not in love with me should be inflicted by having to get that close to my body. I feel like if we are not intimately related, no one needs to see me in that much detail. We're good. That's okay. That's just a me thing. I can't tell if this dungeon is going well or not. We've killed a couple bosses, that's good. I guess it's a random heroic, it's not that high stakes. I've been letting my stacks fall, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's also hard, like, when... I never know when we're done pulling. I never know when we have enough. Maybe that's the only reason that I'm doing damage here, is because everybody else has to like stop and cast, but they don't get a chance to. Are we fighting the boss? We're fighting the boss. These random heroics are a bit fun because you'll get people in them that are well out geared for random heroics that are just doing it for their random champion piece, trying to get like some specific slot filled. So you'll get these tanks that are just very brave. You'll get some extremely brave tanks. Tier cannot drop from that weekly, or from the so this weekly gives you random pieces of like champion loot, but it's not champion loot from the raid or anything. It's like Zaralek Caverns champion loot. And then the time walking box, back when we had our time walking quest last week, that would give you a random piece of loot from the raid, but that couldn't be tier either. Tier has to be either from the raid, from your vault, or once we get catalyst, then we can start catalyzing stuff into tier. I'm still a little fuzzy about which things are going to be catalyst eligible because the upgrade system has broken my brain, but I'll find out. I guess I'll go to the catalyst and be like, hey, can you do any of this stuff? What can you work on? Oh yeah, the Omni token, that's true. That's another source of tier. You get yourself Keystone Master, or you get yourself 1600 in PvP, or you clear the Heroic Raid, which is way harder than those first two things. Um, and that'll give you one Omni token for that you can trade in for a piece of heroic tier in any slot of your choice. But yeah, having done Keystone Master and Heroic Sarkareth, I can tell you Keystone Master is unreasonably easier than Heroic Sarkareth. Those two things are not even close. Not even taking into account the smaller group size and less coordination needed. Omni token should have been normal raid. I 100% agree. I think normal Sarkareth should have been the Omni token. I know that it's like a heroic piece, but 2000 Mythic Plus rating is... I guess it was easy for me, and I should take into account that I am definitely running with a group. Like, I have a pre-made group of friends that I do keys with, and that's a huge help. But even people I know that were just straight pugging didn't seem to have too much trouble with it. Everybody was able to do it before. I think everybody that tried was able to do it before Sarkareth. Indeed, because of Sarkareth, because we were trying to finish up all the tier set bonuses we could. All right. Oh, he's gonna die. He's super dead. I'll take it. I got a adventurer helm, which I don't need. The DPS want a requeue, but the healer and the tank do not, so I'm going to dip out of there. There was something I wanted to do. It wasn't, I mean, it was weak auras, but it's not weak auras. Oh, I was doing Sniff and Seeks, that's right. I guess I can sit in queue for it. You must make a lot of gold from doing these call to arms just because of how valuable augment runes are right now. I've done this already. I've done this one. How did it work? I was finding snacks for the worm. Yeah, something like that. Easy in the first 2 to 3 weeks, but the quality of pugs has dropped off. Dropping affix really accelerated key inflation. Thing that can drop in raid. Yeah, that's an Omni token as well. Sarkareth himself can drop Omni tokens for tier. Is that what I want? No, that's what I want. That's right. Pug quality. Be the quality that you want to see in your pugs. I am direly curious about what the key journey is going to look like in this character. I'm a bit hesitant to just do tons of keys on stream because I know that they can become a bit boring to watch. But I really want to know what like the 2 to 6 pug world feels like, and what kind of gear you can get if you just kind of live there for a bit. Like how set up can you get? How much room do you have to distinguish yourself from other people in those groups if you just kind of like sit in that range and do your best? Aw, thanks, VC. That's really sweet. Love the shirt. Combo of joyful text, vicious bear mauling's magnificent. I thank you. I thrifted this one, and it seemed to be like quite an old one. It's a single stitch shirt, which indicates early 2000s, if not late 90s. And I like to think that I mean, maybe it was by a brand. It didn't have any tag in it. In my mind, this was something that some family actually made for like their family camping trip. In my head canon, this is somebody had this to go to like a family reunion or something in the woods, and they were not happy about it, and then it ended up in Valley Village. 5 of 6 cheese snacks. 6 of 6 cheese snacks? Smelly bags? Yeah. Treasure whiskers? Treasure whiskers. No, not treasure whiskers. There's just more cheese snacks than you need. Gonna get poke for lunch? I was betrayed by the last time I tried to get poke, and I think it's killed it for me for a while. I really like it, but you get one iffy one and you're out of it for a while. You want these? I don't want to miss my cue, but I also don't want to break this sniff and seek. But I don't want to miss my cue, but I don't want to break the sniff and seek. Please! I'm going. Having grocery store sushi for lunch, wish me luck. Some grocery stores do an awesome job. Some grocery stores make it real fresh and very nice. Oh, you have to put the Niffen down. Oh, I see. It's probably best that I went and did the, it's probably best that I went and, took the cue then, because I was not about to figure that out within that time frame. So if I'm getting adventurer gear from this, I should be able to replace any remaining explorer pieces that I have. You'd think. Okay, this could be a fun trash ball. I know it's a random heroic, but this stuff still means business. Oh, it's a holy priest. How's the holy priest been doing? You guys having fun? You feeling good? I miss my people. Oh, I'm gonna lose my stacks. I hope I haven't pulled any of the extra stuff that's been pulled. I might have done, but I hope it wasn't me. How did you make the beer batter? Was it in a pan? Oh, yeah, so the batter itself was super easy. I watched a couple of YouTube videos. You basically just mix flour, spices, mine had cornstarch, and then beer. And the beer itself, the carbonation provides all the bubbles, which is super easy. And then I just fried it in I didn't even deep fry it. I just kind of pan fried it in, a good amount of oil, but not enough oil to submerge the fish. Kind of like enough oil to half submerge the fish, like a centimeter, half a centimeter, something like that. And then I just cooked it and flipped it because they were pretty thin fillets, so I didn't need a deep fryer or anything. But it looked like not that much fish when I first filleted it, and then I fried them, and then we ate it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fish. This is definitely enough for dinner. This was like a substantial amount. I also put a bunch of spices. I put some chili powder and stuff into the beer batter too. It was good. Yeah, shallow fry, exactly. I'm glad that you saw that. I was so proud of that. You know what I was really proud of was having deboned the fish, because historically I've been a little bit it's hard, especially if you want to try to actually pull the pin bones and not do a zipper cut, and you don't want to mush the fish to death. It's not something that you come out of the womb knowing how to do. And I've been working on it. And I was thinking, for a piece of beer batter fried fish, you really don't want it to have a ton of bones in it. So I'm going to do my best. And actually, my piece had 2 bones in it, but the other pieces didn't have any. And I was very proud of that because I did it. I did good. I was pleased. Yeah, I have the tweezers. I like to think that living through the 2000s eyebrow trends really prepared me for this moment. of tweezing pin bones out of fish. Feel sorry for hunters in this dungeon. They would pull that whole room every time. I feel like that room got pulled no matter who was in my group. It was just so easy for somebody, because you had to get out of the big slams. And people would just kind of wander just to the side of the big slam, and then you would body pull something else in the hallway, and it just got so out of hand every single time. It was kind of a beautiful disaster. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna try to edge that onto the mobs. We're not gaming that hard in a heroic. Also, I'd probably get into trouble. Mental image of a fish with eyebrows. A fish with eyebrows that have been tweezed to the gods.
Let the primalist desecrate this hallowed space.
Oh dear. Trouble is fun. Trouble's kind of fun. I've lost everybody. Where did they go? They're so fast. They're so fast. Me and this warlock are like, hey, where'd everybody go? Whoops. Also the type to completely shave them off from time to time. That I've never done. I've shaved my head, evidently, but I've never completely removed the eyebrows. Okay. I don't know who I tried to kick there. I need to be a lot more careful of my interrupts. I don't usually have a huge idea of who I'm targeting. And I should probably work on that.
The last pool is safe. She is exposed. Attack
Grows back a little slower than the hair in your head.
before she can summon reinforcements.
Easily draw them in. Yeah. I, like many people that lived through 2005, have really patchy eyebrows on the lower section of them where they used to be tweezed. Because if you tweeze hair long enough, it will eventually stop growing back. It will start growing back really like thin, weak, and then eventually it'll just give up. And then of course that trend didn't last forever. So, like many people, I'll take an eyebrow pencil and just kind of like mush it over there to fill in the appearance of more substantial eyebrows. You know, when I was young, I had big fluffy ones, and that was not the thing to have at the time. My mom took me to the salon and was like, "We have to deal with this. This is. I don't think she was trying to like shame me or anything. She just figured it would be best for my social life, that I would be, you know, safer from the cruel bullying of my peers if I did not have such big fluffy eyebrows." Newish pet Phoenix Wishwing. No, I got like a third of the way through the grind and then I got distracted and or gave up. I'll go back to it eventually. Waiting for the unibrow to have its day in the sun. Thufir Hawat from the 80s Dune movie. Yeah, I think that was the only time that my mom ever really like... And it's not like she forced it on me. I'm sure she asked, but that was the only time I ever really felt encouraged to do any particular thing. It was also like, that's kind of like, you know, traditional mom-daughter teenage bonding is, you know, figuring out how to not have body hair. As a family, you know? Really. Soloing normal Neltharis for the Smoldering Phoenix Ash. So many of them in the beginning. Knowing grind. Did I know you could get them from normal Neltharis? Smoldering Phoenix Ash. I stuck all my stuff in my bank. My Evoker's bank has a whole bunch of different bits and pieces from that grind. I'm gonna stick to the... There you go. It's fun doing these heroic dungeons again and actually getting like Drake Watcher manuscripts that you didn't realize you were missing.
Thank you, champion.
Cool. Okay. So we can scoot out of there.
But the primalists are still a threat. We must be vigilant, lest we be caught off guard again.
And now I can open the thing. Works out. That bag has barter brick supplies. Okay. I want to, before I do the last dungeon, I want to go spend some flight stones. I have, wow, a whole 130. That's not going to get me crazy far, but I've got 130. I can spend it for something. One sec, though. I'm going to be right back. You know what I realized I should do actually before I spend any flight stones is not only this last random heroic, but also the Frank Assault. Because if I get a champion piece in a slot where I had like veteran gear that I was upgrading, then that's kind of a bummer, you know. Like it would be nice if I could get the save the flight stones, because on my main I very much got into the habit of just spend flight stones because I was constantly capped on them. But this character is the opposite of constantly capped. She's constantly out of them. So I figure maybe I should hold the horses on the upgrades for a hot second. We can do one more dungeon. That will give me a champion piece. Fingers crossed for a belt would be really awesome. I've still got a primal belt. Or I would accept a trinket would be great. Better to get the crest or the gear from the heroic dungeon quest. It depends on what you need. I would say most of the time the gear is the better choice, because if you get to a point where you don't, like, you have champion gear in every slot, I don't know. I feel like crests are easier to come by in outdoor content. Maybe I don't know that for sure. Do I have any extra Drake crests? Not really. Where have I been getting Drake crests from? LFR maybe? I have lots of whelp crests.
Aspects watch over.
I see a paw poking in my door. Hi, you coming in here? I didn't close it. Yeah, there you go. She can, she's figured out how to push doors open if they are mostly closed, as long as they're not completely closed. But it's quite funny watching her, because she'll just stick a paw through first to be like, hey, can I fit this? And she'll stick her paw through like all the way to her armpit. The cat, that is. And it's just a very funny view from this side of the door. Crests seem to drop from rares in the caverns. Don't quote me on that. It sounds true. I should try and get into a caverns rare group, because I think that there would be some benefit to caverns rares for this hunter. You know, I think she could use the flight stones and the crests, but she's never going to be able to kill them on her own. And I'm never really running into, this is a difficult flight. I'm never really running into anybody that's doing them just organically, so I think maybe joining a group might be the way to go for that. It's gotta be.
Excellent work. I can see that the two of you will soon be formidable competitors.
Did that give me flight stones? It gave me 5 flight stones. So the Zerlik Caverns world quests give you more flight stones than Overworld world quests. It's not that this isn't worth doing, but it might be a little bit less worth doing. I shouldn't go too far from Veldraken, because once I do one more heroic, then I need to be here to go pick up my champion piece. And then we'll go do the Frank Assault. That sounds good. I'm up to item level 406 on my hunter. It's climbing, slow but steady. Rares are my main source of them. How do you like to do the rares? Do you join a group? Do you just kind of go through them, go by and do them on your own? What's the move there? Flying squirrel map, please. Oh, I can clean up my bags a little bit. If there was one thing that I learned from buying like 270,000 draconic vials on my evoker, it was that if I was learning one thing, it was that how to clean up, how to be really careful about your bag and bank space. Not careful, how to really be ruthless about clearing up bag and bank space. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't need to hold on to that I got rid of in order to make room for all of those files. Not as many people are free-ranging it these days. Try to join a group. Everyone leaves when none pop within a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, after the dungeons and, well, time is it? 10:40. We got time. It's Saturday morning. We can hang out for a while. I'm really curious to see what kind of champion piece I get from this dungeon. I'm really hoping it's something I need. I guess I only have one piece of champion loot. So basically, I have 2 pieces of champion loot. So as long as it's not those specific ones, then I should be fine. And I don't think it would be. I guess if I get bracers, that's a huge bummer. The Auctionist add-on is called Auctionator. I've been using it recently instead of TSM. Especially for... I mean, it makes selling things nice and cozy, but I've been using it for... to get pricing sources for Craft Sim as well. Yeah, just get rid of all that. Is there anything that I can buy for transmog? Armor, uncollected usable, sort by cheap. Yeah. I check this all the time just to see if there's anything I can pick up on the cheap that I need. These wine glasses I refuse to buy because I know they're just a vendor. I know they're just a vendor. I could just like go buy them. And yet I haven't done so. They just stay there. What about weapons? Not these scepters of spectacle. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Leatherworking bow. 90 gold. I'll do it. Both TSM and Auctionator running. Get all the benefits of both. Oh, nice. Draconic File Cauldron rare? It's not common. If somebody else is already making them for your guild, and you don't have any other groups that you would like to supply File Cauldrons for, I would probably sell it. But if the other person that makes them is like, you know, somebody that doesn't show up sometimes, then it might be nice to have. You can post multiple auctions with Auctionator if it's the same. Like I can post like 10 shovels with one click. It'll make all 10 shovel auctions if they're individual items like that. But I can't. It's not as good as TSM for posting like huge batches of different things. I'm still clicking each thing one at a time. It's kind of like a mid-ground between default auction house posting and TSM. I want to go pick up those things that I bought. Also, I could probably stand to fix my transmog. It's gotten a bit away from me. Loving the World Quest gold rewards. Yeah, it's nice. I know they've been in the game since launch, but I like the dragon riding gold rewards. It makes me feel like whenever I'm just near a dragon riding world quest, I'll just do it for the 500 gold. Just because it seems reasonable. Seems nice. Is that a cool bow? Yeah. Not really. It's transmog, you know. Plus one is plus one. Sell those. I have this Aldemon 2 key. I'm very curious. Alright. Dungeon time. One more. Let's go. These have been going quite quickly, even though they're just kind of random Q pugs. I've been happy with this. I was a bit worried that I would only clear these dungeons easily if I put together people to go in there with me, and it's nice to know that just on average the pugs seem to be making it happen, making it work. Just had the cataloged shale wing mount drop from researchers. Congratulations, that's awesome. It's a cute mount. Reason why you stopped using TSM? I wanted, quicker prices for stuff. I was making big batches of stuff with Craft Sim, and I didn't want to have to rely on the last time that my TSM decided to sync with the desktop client. I wanted to force scans, and Auctionator, you can do a manual scan really quickly. So it gives me more up-to-date prices as long as I'm on top of getting them. If there is a way to manually force a price update with TSM, I didn't find it. It could be a premium feature. It's not that my price data was super old, but it would be like an hour old, an hour and a half old, and I wanted really, really, really up to the minute prices. It's very bright in here. Is my, oh, I wonder if my stream light is on higher than usual. I turn it up when I'm recording the news video, and I wonder if I didn't turn it back down. Is that why I'm squinting? Control panel. Control center. Hang on a second. I've got an Elgato. Yeah, it's up at 17%. We usually live down at like 8. There we go. That's much better. It might not look as nice, but I can see my screen. One thing I don't like is... Oh. Oh, this is probably fine. I could probably stand to do this. I don't like having all of these quests that I've done on my main still uncompleted when I'm never going to do them. I wish I could just hide them. How much memory does it take to run Auctioneator? Right now, currently, just in the background passively, it's using 85 megabytes for me. Compared to 356 for all the things. More than details, much less than all the things. Is my sub sound turned on? Oh, Dark Enforcer, I'm so sorry. 34 months. Thank you very, very much. The sound is on. It's just too quiet. I think I've been missing it. It's a problem for me. Yeah, the TSM bugs were also driving me nuts. Auctioneator does also occasionally prevent me from using an item in my bags, but not nearly as often as TSM was doing it. Oh, just be senpai. I'm so sorry. Hi. One day, and it could be 5 years from now, it could be 2 weeks from now, I don't know. Oh, I haven't seen Algathar in a while either. One day, I'm gonna make over my stream. I'm gonna make some new alerts and emotes and sounds and everything. One day. Whatever that means. I want, I guess basically non-Versa. Basically anything but Versa. Yeah, give me a crit buff, sure, that'll be fine.
New students. How wonderful.
34 months is a long time.
Come with us. It should only take a moment to set up for a new lesson.
Oh, I'm following NPCs. I'm following NPCs again. You're not my real mom. I am queen of accidentally following other people that are not my mom in the mall and then realizing that I have gotten sorely off track. Have it all be super stereotypically Canadian themed? Why would I do that? I don't know. I don't want to make Canada my brand. Canada's where I live. I just, I've had the same stuff for like a long time. And it's not that there's anything wrong with it, but some of it could use a tune-up. Like a little haircut for your stream. Sometimes it's just nice to have a refresh. Although I don't know if I could ever get rid of the GIF that I use for sub alerts. That's like the squirrel with the sign and the heart, because I love that one. I made it from scratch, which was difficult because I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't. I toyed around with learning, you know, like very basic animation early in my content career. Back when I used to try harder in my life, I had this great tradition where every day I had 1 hour that I would spend on building new skills. So every day I would work through some After Effects tutorials or editing tutorials or audio processing tutorials or animation, or I would practice something related to content creation to kind of work on those skills. And that's how I learned how to do basically anything that I know how to do now. I haven't had that tradition in a long time, but it was a good idea. But you know, when I was working on animation, I made all of those I made all of those sub things. And I just love that one because I drew it and I figured out how to make him squish the heart and make it bigger. And I wrote the text for the sign and I figured out how to make it swing back and forth. And then I figured out how to get it like working as an alert. And from scratch, it felt like a big accomplishment. So I'm still fond of that one. The other ones, I think I have other alerts that just play like GIFs that I did not make from scratch. And those ones I could take or leave. Yeah, I drew the artwork too. I made everything about that from scratch. Which is why it looks like that. It's not like the slickest looking GIF you've ever seen in your life, but it's kind of the same value of, you know, grandchildren giving artwork to their grandparents to put on the fridge. It's like, you know, it's nice because you made it, dear. How long ago was that? How long have I had that alert? It must be like at least 6 years, I would assume. If not longer than that. It would have to be. Echo of Neltharion trinket for hunters makes BM very strong. Oh.
Since you did so well on your lesson, feel free to take something from the good student's reward.
This is a fun dungeon. I'm glad it's not a key right now, though. Oh, Croth, the bird. I hate the bird. I don't hate many things. You know what? I don't hate the bird. I hate the way the bird makes me feel. That bird makes me feel dumb, and I don't like feeling dumb. I get so frustrated I got so frustrated trying to heal high-level tyrannical keys on Croth as a preservation evoker because it was just so hard for me. And it was hard in a way that the only thing I could really do was keep running it and try harder. Like, I knew the mistakes I was making. It wasn't like a knowledge problem. It wasn't a strategy problem. It was just a you need to play better problem. And I hate those because they damage my ego. Yeah, tried dodge mechanics while also avoiding casting during Screech, while also healing up incredible raid damage, while also not moving your character with any of your evoker mobility into any of these things that will instantly kill you, while also, it was so many things. I found that so hard to do on Tyrannical Weeks. I would die almost every time. I don't think maybe one time we killed it on a hard key without needing to be res me, but almost every time we had to be res me. And it was embarrassing because I was like not the only one dying, but I definitely died more than anybody else. Bosses with emotional damage attacks. The ones that I find difficult really stick out in my brain. I don't know if I'm ever gonna forgive the last boss of Plaguefall. Oh, that really does not hurt that bad on this difficulty. Slimy tentacle lady. Yeah, because I was a priest, and in the first season, before we got the movement speed buff from the affix, I was both so slow to run away from the slamming tentacles, but also I was having... You were also healing through like big raid damage, and you were trying to dispel diseases, and at the same time as they were spawning, and trying to get through that healing phase would fry my brain to the point that I would forget where to run for the start of the tentacle slams, and I would end up behind, and I didn't run fast enough to be able to correct for that mistake. I had to pre-position correctly, and I was too distracted to do it. So in the first season, I loathed that boss, because on a holy priest with stubby little legs and not enough foresight to be able to pre-position while also healing everybody through disgusting damage and dispelling diseases, I would get flattened by the tentacles, or I would get like distracted by an ad because I'd be trying to like, you know, knock back, or like I was trying to do something to prevent an ad from touching me, because you also didn't want to get punched by those. And then I would, you know, misrun and get flattened by a tentacle because it was always a one-shot. Mist color and explosive weeks where clones could spawn orbs. That, funnily enough, was fine for me. It's really interesting what different like classes and characters will find trouble, because that was fine because I could just snipe those. That was not that big of a deal. Dark Enforcer, thank you very much for the gift subs. Appreciate it. Skelly guys did little damage. They could one or two shot me if they were meleeing me on a high enough key. as a priest in Shadowlands. I died to them for sure. I was afraid of them because I had died to them before. You get to a high enough key level, anything will kill you. Okay, I'm a DPS. I don't have to heal this. I don't have to worry about taking the bleed off the tank. I don't really have to do a whole lot. I don't have to worry about getting interrupted. I don't even think we need to do the game. I think we could probably just kill it. Yeah, much easier. Oh, I forgot that also in a later phase on Tyrannical, you would have not only the ground swirls that would one-shot you in that fight, but you would have wind pushing you into them. It was so rude. Oh, jeez. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Linguini Depths, second boss with the round room and the orbs. Linguini Depths, second boss. Round room. Yeah. Yeah, it was the debuff that they would put on people. Even if they got away from people and nobody got hit by the orbs that were doing laps around the room, just the damage they would take on their own just by default was so aggressive that people would die just to that if you didn't like have a cooldown for them. Yeah, that was a spicy one too. I never hated Sanguine Depths as much as other people did though. I actually kind of liked that boss because I could at the very least figure out where to stand to not get smoked by the orb that was doing the laps. That fight always reminded me of nothing so much as one of those cat toys that has like the ball on the round track that just goes around and around and around. It just kind of felt like I was in the middle of a giant cat toy trying not to get hit by the ball. That fight would have been improved by the existence of a giant overlord cat. Although most things could be. I'm so curious to see what DPSing keys would be like. Not for like high keys, but you know, like a 14 or a 15. But I feel like I'm not going to be able to just stop watching frames. Like, I feel like I'm going to be like paying attention to what the healer's doing. And like, not micromanaging them, but just kind of like watching it because I'm just really used to frame watching, I guess. Maybe I'll be too distracted by trying not to get myself murdered. I think all fights would be improved by a giant kitty presence.
Ichi says there is too much life magic. What are you doing?
Me? That is too much nature.
I saw a beautiful cat this morning that I'd never seen before.
What is that?
It was like really dark fur, like almost pitch black fur near the face, and then it kind of smoothed out to like a blue-gray fur in the body, and then like on the underside of its tail it was like a big fluffy cat. It was like a lighter gray. It was beautiful. It looked like it wanted to come say hi to me, but I was going to be late for stream, so I hurried home. Common DPS things to have microscopic or no frames. I think it would also depend a little bit on what... It would depend a little bit on what kind of class I'm playing and whether or not there's any utility I need to offer. Like, if I'm playing a class that has a decurse and I want to be able to decurse somebody, I might want the frames big enough or like with a big debuffs or something to help me see when that utility could be useful. Something I've been doing on my hunter is just every now and then chucking my Gift of the Naru on somebody that needs it if I don't think that I'm going to need it, just because I can. You know, I have a little button. It could help. You are now able to upload YouTube VODs as fast as you want after stream. They backpedaled their old exclusivity agreement. They did it so that people could co-stream to other platforms at the same time and to seem like they were, you know, winning at something, I guess. But one side effect is that the 24-hour agreement is not really a thing anymore. So not as far as I know anyways. I could be wrong. Don't make legal decisions based on me. Saw a huge St. Bernard in a car. I love the big, big, big dogs. There's some people in town that have these English sheepdogs that are gorgeous.
Greetings, new.
It's like a big rug.
Who are you? You are not registered here. This room is only for students. Head to the register. These are sacred halls of learning. Only those who registered may access them. Think about what you have done. Some merit points for you. You will not pass the semester.
Disengage is very satisfying for that.
Poor marks for poor students.
Oh no.
Think about what you have done.
I'm pleased with that. My single target's getting better. And that was my last. That was my last of five dungeons.
It seems the parameters I wove into my out-of-office spell were a bit
I have a school thing on Zoom in 90 minutes. Oh, I don't know how you do it. I would have been a mess if I had had to finish school during the online times. Humans are so funny. See an animal, just lose it. I used to suppress that instinct. I used to hold my feelings on the inside whenever I'd see a really cute animal, and now I just kind of embrace it. All of them, you know? Cute little bird, cute dog, cute cat, bunny rabbits, squirrels. I saw a squirrel make a real weird sound yesterday. I don't know. There's so many of them. And I love all of them. That is a adventurer cloak, not as good as a veteran cloak. That is a inscription technique that I don't think anyone's gonna want. Can I sell it? Does anyone care? Nope. I'm gonna vendor that. You can vendor it for 50 gold and I'm going to. Alright. Give me not bracers. Pretty please. Please and thank you. This is the first time I've done this quest since the first week of the patch.
I will do
So I'm taking my champion piece of gear. Oh, so you get some rep.
farewell.
Oh, actually, that's quite a bit of rep towards the weekly. All right. Please, not bracers. Ta-da! Oh. Butts. That's my second worst option. I have crafted boots in that slot. Those will upgrade higher, and they have leech on them, but they also have versatility on them. Oh, no. I forgot to ask for not boots. Oh, well. Let's do the Frank Assault. Let's go look into this. I wonder if it's something that I can just get into a group for. Foot bracers. I have a Shadow Flame armor patch in my boots too. It was so expensive to make. I don't want to replace that slot. Oh well. I got some flight stones from doing all those dungeons. That's something. I got some practice. Well, you're here? Oh, thank you. It's been getting longer. I haven't trimmed it since the beginning of April was the last time I cut it, but I think because it curls, it's kind of hit this equilibrium where it's just gonna look like this for a long time. It's just gonna get a little more texture, but not actually any bigger for quite some time. So that's the Elemental Storm. That's not what we're doing. I was told that Frank would be here. Hello, Frank? I lost them. Tired of the shaved head? I wouldn't say tired. I just want to, I want to see what it looks like in the different stages it's growing out. And then I figure if I ever hit a stage that I hate, I can just cut it again. Can we expect a spiky hair phase with frosted tips? Oh man, that would be something. I just don't see him on my map. He was on my map and he's gone now. Like he's given up. Channel your inner Guy Fieri. No, I don't think I have the achievement to get killed by him. Close to Ronin's shield. Shouldn't I see it somewhere? Ronin's shield's there. I'm wondering if there's like a duration or anything to it. But like, why can't I see it now is my question. Shouldn't it be here on my map somewhere? The map is unreliable? It's a bug? Okay. Yeah, there are dragons here. Okay, okay. It is here, it is here. So do people do groups? Do people do groups? Firac, 24 seconds ago. I'm in a group. Very good, very good. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of quests. I have a couple of items from last time that seem reasonable. I might be able to use those. Hello all. Hello! Yeah, it's on my map again now. I just needed to phase to a new shard, I guess. So I want to turn off details. I want to hide the quest that I'm not currently working on. And I want to find where I'm going here. So the I feel like I'm doing this in very much the wrong order. This is the thing that always confuses me about it, is you get all these quests, and I want to do them for some reason. I don't know. But it feels like if you just come into the wrong point, you just skip a bunch of stuff, and it's unclear whether or not that's a good idea. Hello from Michigan. Hello. Miss Plan Wow. Curious to see Dragonflight in action. This is a piece of outdoor... This is like an outdoor invasion thing going on right now. I'm playing an alt, and you can get some decent alt gear from doing these guys. So I'm trying to figure it out. I haven't done a whole lot of this because I didn't need to do it on my main. So I'm trying to come to grips with it. They give flight stones. Yeah, but like 9 each. Oh, 12 for that one. Ooh, plus a rifle, actually. Veteran is better than adventurer, so I don't need the gun, but I would take the appearance of it. It's a cool looking appearance. Usually do the disciple, then get the forge master to get the keys and loot the chest, and then if I'm bored, I do the quests. Okay. Yeah, I think I just need to start coming around here every week to kind of get used to whatever's going on. This is the disciple. There's gonna be a forge master? I think I've seen the forge master before. Wish I could get that lovely shadow flame in my fire mage spells. What if Shadow Priest could do it? How cool would that be? They don't really do a lot of fiery spells, do they? This is taking a lot of damage, but boy, my hunter sounds like she's trying hard. It'll be good to get this done this week, though. I totally meant to do it last week and I forgot, because I think this guy in particular should give me some of the best gear that is available to me in outdoor content. Should get like a veteran piece, right? Makes the most sense for warlocks, but they already got green fire. I wonder if this group's gonna fall apart after this guy dies, if this is what most people want. Doo-doo. I got an ever-burning key. I got some shadow crest fragments. I got a helmet that is stats bad, item level better. It's a veteran 4 of AP, so it can upgrade higher, so I will put that on. Veteran better than adventurer. Okay, so then I need to do Fusion Camp. Oh, that's 50 flight stones. I need that. 50 is quite a few. I could use that. So I need to loot a Suffusion Crucible, which has to do with putting the thingies together, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you consume 5 of these to get a mold, and you consume 5 of those to get a crucible. So I guess you just kill things? And then this must be for a different quest that would give me 9 flight stones. I don't know why, I don't know what you need to do to weaken it properly. Oh, maybe because I'm in a raid group? I think I was in a raid group. I think that's why. I think I can't work on those quests while in a raid group. Yeah. Okay, so does anybody work on these quests while not in a raid group? What are we saying? They have people doing Zerluck rares, sparks, rares. No, not really right now. A quest from the disciple's head. I did loot the disciple. Maybe I got a quest from his head? I know I looted it because I got, Are you sure it's not a one-time thing? I definitely looted it because I got a piece of gear that I put on. I don't think I have a head in my bags. Just a helmet. Maybe I did that last time? No issue soloing? Okay, I'll try. I'll definitely try. I guess I just don't know how grindy it's supposed to be. I felt like last time when I was trying to get all of the items to put together, I was having a hard time getting enough of them. Let's see here. Oh, I can get through these packs of normal mobs though, at least. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay. We can do that. We can do that. I think maybe I just got myself into trouble with elite mobs last time, and that got a bit confusing. This should be fine. I don't know if those drop anything. I'll find out. Especially soloable on a hunter. Oh, maybe I should switch to my tank pet. I don't know if I need to, but like, there's something kind of satisfying about you know, having a tenacity pet for when you're soloing stuff. It just makes me feel like I'm doing it right. I know that you get leech from having a frosty pet out, but look, I get what do I get? Do I have keys? I don't have keys. Ever burning keys, trusted to the finest blacksmiths. Okay. Are you a blacksmith? No. Can I do this yet? No, I need more stuff. You get them from the chest that you unlock with the words of Firac. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of do the whole thing this time, because last time I did an assault, I just did the boss because I happened to see it up while I was there, and I got some amount of wards. I didn't complete any of them, and I was just quite confused. So I want to kind of do all of the quests and like loot the chest and everything just to see what kind of, you know, if I can get anything good that I need, because this hunter does need stuff, you know. She's in that fun stage of gearing where she actually can use all this gear. Love doing old mount runs in my hunter with 12% cunning speed plus trailblazer plus speed enchants. Oh, you're set up with the speed enchants too. I did talk about wanting to do Nighthold today. I wonder if Nighthold's going to turn into a tomorrow thing. I guess we'll see. Where did those packs of little mobs go? That one was really good. I got a bunch of wards from that. I got a bunch of flight stones, but I think I got the flight stones from looting I got the flight stones from the disciples. I'm not going to get that many from just regular stuff. Typical tip for crafting, recrafting. Depends on what's being made. It's really hard. Usually, I think a lot of people will ask their crafter what's expected because it depends. Like if they have to go either use a charge of a thing or go to Brackenide Hollow, that's going to usually cost more. If you're expecting them to use one of their insights to guarantee a higher quality thing, that's going to cost more. Can I consume 5 of these guys? I can, and that gave me 3 of these guys. And also some stuff that I can kill that has rare. Oh, okay. I usually tip 5k, maybe 7,500. But I haven't, I would just talk to the crafter. Ward? Yeah, okay. How many wards of fear? I have 8 of those now, so I need 5 of them to get a thing from this effusion mold. That was the funny looking thing. The big funny looking thing was this effusion mold. Where is it? I lost it. I'll find it. Big funny looking doodad. Ooh. Stuff. People. I want to shortchange myself? Yeah. Yeah, people, it gets a bit heated when people discuss expected tips and commissions and stuff on crafting. There's definitely some disagreement in that general category. I tend to err on the generous side because I don't get things crafted, you know, there's only a spark every second week, so it's not like I'm getting stuff crafted all the time. A crafted piece will usually last me a really, really long time. And I also know the people that I'm getting crafts from, so I want to, you know, I want to pay them. I don't think I need to kill these for Words of Vigor. I think I did that already. I want to loot the Suffusion Mold. I just need to find it again. I lost it. You're a millionaire, though. Yeah, but like... I don't even remember in what argument we're arguing. In what direction we're arguing. I feel like you get a lot of gold partly by not spending it indiscriminately, but also, you know... Oh, I found the thingy! I like to tip well. I figure if I can't afford to do that, I'd rather just... I don't know. Alright, so that gave me a key. So I need a third key. But then maybe the Forge Master will drop me a key? I forget what the Forge Master is going to drop. I'm very slowly getting the hang of this. JC friend messaged me, told me I didn't have to tip so much. Forge Master can drop keys. I'm very curious to see what I actually get from the chest, because I don't think I've ever opened one. I don't think I've ever had the patience to get 3 keys. I think I came out here and I saw all of the different types of things that you needed to collect multiples of, and I got exhausted right away. The flow chart of collecting the different wards and the summoning the bosses and dropping the things got me the first time. I didn't get it. I didn't want to get it. So yeah, he gives me a key. Also flight stones, very good, very important. Flight stones are lifeblood. And now I need to find that shipment. That chest. So not that, that's a Suffusion Mold. I saw the chest earlier. I lost it. But I also need, while I'm out here, to work on just the other quests, because I have them. Okay, here it is. Doodle-doo. Unlock it. So it's for a week. That gave me a veteran ring, which I kind of don't need. It gave me some flight stones. 820 gold. It would have been nice if I'd gotten a veteran piece in an adventurer slot, but that's just RNG for you. What's your opinion of the assaults? I think that they might be kind of fun on a character that needs them. They seem a little bit difficult to kind of... I don't know. I can't tell if I'm just... There's a rubber fish over there. I can't... Why is there a rubber fish? Why is it rubber? What's happened? I'm going to kill this elite just so I can play with the thingy. Is it a toy? Can I have it? Give. I got 5 rubber fish. They're green. That's not a good start. Play fetch with most companion pets. It's a strange thing to find out in the world. Tad too time consuming. I think it's okay that they're a bit more of a project for something that you only need to do once a week. I think I'm okay with it because it's weekly. I don't know what I wanted, like a flowchart? An infographic? I might have wanted an infographic. They also, to my knowledge, don't drop any mounts or anything like that. I think if there had been a cosmetic that I felt like I really needed on my main, I would have made the effort to learn all of this on my main for that sake, and then I would have been better informed by the time I got to my ults. But I don't know if that's like an actual critique or anything. I think I'm just daydreaming. So I guess I could save the wards for next week, I suppose? Like there's nothing stopping you from getting extra stuff. Extinguish fires. Collect water on a drake and extinguish fires. Where did I get water from? I don't know. I forgot. Worm crests, I was primarily getting from running Mythic Plus in the 11 to 15 range. 11 to 15s. 10 to 15s? You get a bubble over your head. Be mounted, walk into it. From the quest giver area. I think that's this way. I want to finish healing Tuskar and weakening portals just to get those out of my quest log. Clean up my map a little bit. They look like hot springs. I saw a lot of those. We'll get to the bottom of this. Oh! Okay, that's not what I was thinking of at all. That's a different thing. Oh! That's 40%. For a second I thought that they were going to make me do that 10 times, but that's actually decent. Okay. Although my dragon's tired now. Must have bugged out, just flew over the whole area till the fires were out. No, you're right. You totally can. You also have a button that lets you just kind of dunk it. It's another one of those. They seem to be making these quests that have multiple different ways to complete them. Which I can't think of a reason why I would have a problem with it. Except I just feel like I now need to figure out which of the ways is my favorite and or best way to do it, I suppose. Alright, I need one more injured Tuskar, and I don't care how I get it. Find a healthy Tuskar and just stub his toe and go, oops, sorry. Want a band-aid? There we go. Alright, so I think that's probably the bulk of the veteran gear that I'm going to get for this week, because I've done... Oh, you know what? I actually need to go turn in the aiding the Accord, actually, in Veldraken. That, I don't know if it'll give me a veteran piece. I guess I'll find out what that gives me. But let's go back to Veldraken, because I've done the whole assault. I think I did quite well in flight stones from it. I think it's a decent source of flight stones if you're doing mostly outside stuff. And it actually wasn't that bad. It actually didn't take a crazy long time. It was kind of fun. I feel better about it now that I've seen it a few times. It was just chaos the first time I went out there. I'm so upset about not that ring, but actually that is a 1 of 8 veteran ring. I have a 1 of 8 veteran ring. This one is strong stat versa, low stat crit. This one has more mastery. I think this is an upgrade. So I think I can just get myself a little enchant, and that'll be a side grade. The boots. Yeah, the boots were a big bummer. The boots were a big old bummer. I don't think I can wear them. I spent big gold and a spark crafting Shadow Flame patch boots in that slot. I don't think I can do it. What am I doing? I'm getting an enchant. Love that you can do this fusion cancel leveling. It's a bit weird that it does give you gear that you don't need yet. I have no idea how much mastery BM Hunter should have. I'm just kind of mixing and matching my stats. I got a Drake Shadowflame crest from... Oh, just from collecting flight stones. Oh, that's nice. am I going to get anything useful? You get a... Oh, no. You get Explorer gear from that. That's a 376 piece. That's not going to help me. You get, like, some residue sacks, which would have flight stones in them, I guess. That's something. I got loads of Whelpling crest fragments. I suppose I can go take a look at, Also, I must have gotten Drake's fragments from the actual assault itself, because I have enough for another crest. Go upgrade some gear, shall we? I wish there was a better upgrader, or like a more... I wish there was a cuter place to upgrade my gear in Veldraken. I don't like having to go in the PvP hall. I wish there was another one sitting somewhere that was less, I don't know, dusty looking. What a weird thing to have a problem with. Okay, so I can work on... I think I want to work on my weapon as much as I can. I think I like this bow. Can I afford to take it to 8 of 8? Not quite. I don't have the fragments for it. But I can take it to 5 of 8. That'll be good. There is? Go to the Stork Sigil guy. Where? Oh! Oh yeah! That is a little better. Yeah, okay, let's go spend the rest of our flight stones over there. I'm moving. Wish there was a Niffen in Veldraken who would upgrade gear. I want an upgrade mount. Make him cost an arm and a leg, will not care. Yeah. Yeah, alright, let's get out of here. There's too much target dummy energy in that building. Where is the Storm Sigil one is a good question, though. I never actually come here. It's one of these... It's way back... I have no idea. I'm gonna have to learn this one. Am I gonna try a new alt class like you did last expansion with Warrior? It's kind of what I'm doing now. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So, how do I remember this? It's by the other fountain. Because there's a little statue and some flowers. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm setting up a BM hunter, which I haven't done in a long time. So yeah, I need Drake's Crest to get these veteran gear to a higher level. So I can work on... The best thing for me to work on would be my lower level veteran gear. Because I can still use Whelpling Crests for that. So I can get a couple item levels on my chest piece. I can get... I need Drake's Crest for champion gear, which I don't have currently. But like this veteran ring, which has Versa on it. But anything veteran that's not up to 4 of 8 yet that I'm wearing. So like I've got a... Well, which one am I keeping? I was keeping the Mastery one. I think the Suffused Signet and not the Deep Rot Signet. So I think I can take this one up to 4. Yeah. It's a decent upgrade. Can't upgrade my belt. And then I am wearing a neck that I could just crank with basically just Whelpling Crests and stones, but I don't have enough. I haven't done any keys at all yet, though. I'm not into keys even a little bit on this character. I'm gearing her up as best as I can with like World Boss and World Quest and Assaults. I did Heroic Dungeons, and those were the hardest dungeons I've done, so... Let's fix up her Mog for a hot second. As much as this set isn't the move, it's more the move than what she was looking like before. So that brings me to 407, which is not awful. I'm going to stick those boots in my bank, just in case I get inspired to recraft my thingy onto a different slot later. I'm too cheap to do it right now, but those boots are not only champion, but they also have leech. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm just not gonna carry them around with me. And then I've got some stuff I can get rid of here. Flight here now. Hello. Upgrade the one piece. I'm out of flight stones. I'm totally out of flight stones. I would need more. Should we do maybe try to get a world boss kill? Oh, I don't really want to, but I think it might be a good idea. What do you think about, given the current gearing system, next season they increase the max item level by 40 or 50? I don't want that. I don't think we need to push inflation any harder than it already goes. I think that as long as the inflation is enough for you to feel like you're stronger than last season, I don't think it needs to be crazy high. It's just a numbers game at that point. Like, if they make the gear jump that much, they're just going to tune the end game content to be about the same. Are you pumped for a new season of Alone this week? Is that happening? Is that a real thing? I'm on a bit of a TV detox right now. I've once again banished the television to the hallway, so I'm probably gonna get back to that later. Maybe. Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm going to go do the world boss. Let's go do the Zakali Elders if we can. I was a bit worried they weren't going to do another season of Alone because I hadn't heard anything about it in a long time. I keep being afraid that one of these years they're going to film that show and someone's going to die, and then someone will be dead, but also they will not be able to afford the insurance, and it's just going to be like over with a very grisly ending. Yeah, I kind of like the hero gear versus champion thing, though. I know it's 4 item levels. Which I know isn't that much more than 3, but it is 25% more than 3. It's 4 item levels, but it still feels worth it. Like on my main, who upgraded a lot, like it felt exciting for me to get my champion gear to 8 of 8 because it was only 4 item levels behind. But then I still was excited to get hero pieces in the slots because when you get to that optimizing point, every little bit feels like a big deal. So. Especially when you can do it across a bunch of different slots. So I think that's fine. I think that having diminishing returns at the end of the grind is totally fine. And I was happy to be able to get to like a really solid place via Wormcrest gear and then only worry about the harder stuff later. Oh yes, the Zakali Elders, that's right. That's right, that's what I want. Anybody? Like having upgraded my gear, then replacing it all with Hero Trek. Yeah, I was actually very happy with how the item level bands worked out. The only thing I would change is I think that there's one too many tracks in the lower end. I don't think you need Explorer and Adventurer and Veteran. I think you could can Adventurer. I think you could go straight from Explorer to Veteran. And that would be fine.
The Jordan Elders are warlords of great cruelty. Killing them will not be easy, but we must strike them down.
Always had to be 4 tracks to match the raid difficulties. But the bottom 3 tracks, I mean, I guess LFR gives veteran gear. The bottom 2 tracks don't have anything to do with the raids. They're not matched 1-to-1 to 1-to-1. And I like that. I like that you have gear tracks that you can actually upgrade that are like pre-raid. I think it's really cool that somebody that doesn't want to raid can get gear and then have an upgrade track, like be able to work on upgrading their gear and improving it. It feels really good on an alt to have some work that you can do to kind of either, like maybe somebody just wants to feel like they're really, really ready to get into raid, or maybe somebody doesn't want to raid. They just want to get the best, like, you know, veteran gear that they can. New Mega Dungeon will be with the next patch, which is coming out, nobody knows when exactly. Not in a crazy long time, though. Classic story of a hero who gets a sword as a youth, uses it his whole life. I don't know, I like replacing gear. I feel like if you got the sword as a youth and you use it your whole life, it's gonna get kind of, it's gonna need some love. There are no healers in this group. There's 1 tank and no healers. I wonder if there's been trouble getting people to fill those roles on Zeralik Cavern's world bosses. Yeah, Legion artifacts. I agree with that. I didn't like Legion artifacts. A lot of people did. I respect their opinion. I personally didn't like it. I thought it was kind of boring. I felt like I felt patronized by the game being like, you are the chosen one and here is your mythical weapon. And don't worry about all those other people that are also the chosen one with a mythical weapon. It's not that I want to be the only chosen one. I want nobody to be the chosen one. I am perfectly happy to get my, you know, sandworm's tooth or whatever, sharpen it up with a little shine from a blacksmith, and then have at it. I feel like the story between you and whatever piece of garbage you picked up off of a body is more personal to you and more interesting than this big storied thing. But my perspective is very specific to me, and I'm somebody that doesn't really care a whole lot about the overall bigger arcing story, so they can't really convince me that it's super sick that I can have Frostmourne or whatever, because I didn't really care about it in the first place. People should like what I like, since I'm correct. Yeah, the appearances looked fantastic. I just wasn't my thing. I was happy when we got out of Legion, we were able to actually like get weapons and find new ones again. Recommend the best way of getting starting Mythic Plus gear for returning player. Campaign, OTC Shadowlands player. So yeah, get yourself leveled, do your campaign, and then there's going to be some gearing paths you can take once you get to 70. There's going to be a weekly quest you can do to do 4 heroic dungeons. It's going to give you a piece of champion loot. There'll be World Boss. World Boss is an example. The Firac Assault in the Overworld is something you can do every week to get some stuff. But basically, as soon as you can sneak yourself into Mythic Plus, that's going to spit out most of your gear for you. Love as a Pallion Lord, nerd wielding Ashbringer. A lot of people did. You have a very, very valid stance. A lot of people thought that was great. Love the Druid Bear Claws, my Troll Druid that looked like giant oven mitts. The Of Glove. Oh, we got some healers and tanks now. I think this group's really coming together. After this, you know what I want to do? Is I want to go find a modern moth. I want to find it. It's not that I'm replacing Mira, it's that I'm letting her retire, you know. She can take a grandmother moth position in the stable. I'm pretty happy with this 407 situation. I think I could get this character fairly comfortably to 411, like wearing mostly veteran gear that is mostly 4 of 8 with a couple pieces a little farther than that. And then I'm very curious to see if I can sneak my way into 2 keys or not, or if you have to have done 10s to get into 2s. I want to find out. All right, we're going. Are they taking the other one away? They are taking the other one away. That's good. Wish I had a moth-eating shirt. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to click on whatever that was. Plater. The very model of a modern mothy animal. Precisely. Not a vegetable, animal, or mineral. Cabbage Man, I read a thing, like a blue post, that said that there was a visual bug with the world bosses where the loot was dropping correctly, but because there's 2 of them, there was some quirkiness where you would not see in your chat log other people get loot. So people would get loot, but it wouldn't be shown to your interface. And it kind of gave birth to this legend that nobody was getting anything. That's what I saw in a blue post anyways. Cannot confirm or deny personally. Yeah, I've had loot from these 2. I got something on my evoker. Piece of Mog. I think week 1. Upgrading PvP gear is only for PvE. The item level will remain the same for PvP. So if you get yourself a Conquest piece and it's 415 PvP, it'll stay 415 PvP no matter how much you upgrade it. The interface sometimes bugs out. I was upgrading a piece with Honor, And it was showing me that the PvP item level was raising, but it totally wasn't. It was just like a weird interface bug. So don't let the upgrade UI freak you out. If it's just for PvP, there's no need to upgrade it at all. It's only if you wanted a higher item level for other stuff. Yeah, I think it's a really good change because it makes it so that you're not fighting people that have better gear than you as you're trying to climb rating. But it is a confusing thing to come to grips with at first. So the other guy should be over that way. It's funny how this is the strat now. It's not split the raid. It's everybody, you know, one tank and a healer or whatever go babysit this one while everybody else does the other one first. Feeling very humbled in arena right now. Dude, same. I won't even do it on stream anymore because of how embarrassed I was feeling about it. It's just a mess. It's just a carnage in there right now. Somebody must be having a good time. It wasn't me. I need to just, my goal right now is to do enough solo shuffle every week to scrape out 2 vault options worth of loot. So that I can slowly work on just getting full conquest gear. And then also, you know, I'm kind of getting conquest while I do that. And then I figure I'll get my vicious mount at some point along the way. I'm very, very, very slowly making progress on it. I think this might hurt. Oh, that'll hurt more though. Don't go in the lava. Lava bad. I wonder if it's just ads that are doing that. I think I'm too far back. I wanted to stay somewhere safe, but I think I'm too far back to reliably get healed. I think I need to go find a healing circle that I can stand in. There we go. Hey, I got loot! So yeah, it got automatically... I got boots! No! Stop giving me boots! Oh, please! I have almost no champion gear. I am wearing only 2 pieces of champion gear on my entire body. I craft boots, and I've gotten 2 champion boots. Oh, man. I mean, there's only 2 pieces of loot I could get off that. I'm pretty sure it's either boots or a helmet, but I could have used the helmet. At least it's champion gear, I guess. And at least I've done it for the week, so that's good. Did I get, like, flight stones or something? I got 70 flight stones. That's so funny. Oh, man. Maybe you should get new shoes IRL. Life is signaling something to you. I got some insoles to put in my existing shoes to try to make them comfier, and I'm mad that they're not any comfier. They still hurt just as much. I need, like, old lady orthotic shoes. Collapsing feet. Yeah. I'm too stubborn to take off my crafted boots because I spent too much gold on them and I'm being cheap on this character. I spent her gold on them. Like, I haven't sent her any gold. So she gets any gold that she has by, like, selling the flowers she picks up while she's out living her life. Oh, man. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find myself a group for some Zeralic Caverns rares. Not dungeons and raids. War mode off Caverns rares. Not Forbidden Reach rares. So there's a big group. They're up there. Okay. Oh, mail snail. So for the trading post this month, I got the Cindermane Charger, the shirt, and then I froze the Royal Swarmer. I think I want the pet as well, but I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let it come back around. Like I'm gonna let that one go because I have bees that look so very similar to it, and I think that I guess mounts rank higher than pets. It's hard because you know. But I think that's what I'm gonna do, is freeze the mount. I didn't have the Cindermane Charger already. That would have made it easier. Don't have enough tender to get everything I want. Me neither. I'm so tender broke. I don't know how I feel about the crafted gear on the auction house after using it thing. I think that it probably opens up cans of worms that I'm not prepared to grapple with yet. If you want shoe advice, vintage Club C85s. Never heard of that in my life. Oh, I got white horns for my Slither Drake. Also, Drake fragments, good. Need those. Yeah, this is the move. This is definitely the thing to do for this character. It's not clear when items on the trading post will begin to reappear. We haven't seen any repeats yet, so nobody really knows. You can theorize, but nobody really knows for sure. Spending the free time one has on stuff that takes hours and get loot you can't use is getting to me. Yeah. Yeah, it can be frustrating for sure. What do you mean I don't have a pet? I have lots of pets. Here, have a pet. I haven't picked a specific goal for this hunter yet. I have some vague ideas about either having it be pug my way to Keystone Master or pug my way through normal Aberrus, or at least most of the way through normal Aberrus, maybe 8 of 9 normal Aberrus. I don't know if I trust a pug to figure out Sarkareth. So you get adventure stuff, but the Drake Crest fragments are actually quite good for me. I need those. I have basically I have all of the cosmetics from the Loot Goblin. I am missing the bag on my main. I could use the Herodric Haversack on my Preservation Evoker. She does not have it. That would be good. But I've kind of given up on farming it. I haven't been doing it every half hour or even close. I do it maybe once a day. I say both. I guess I just need to pick one to work. I guess I'm going to probably do keys and then see. Yeah, maybe both. Maybe both. Because depending on how long it takes me to beat that goal, after I finish it, I could then pick a different alt. I could then try and do it on like a Shadow Priest or a different healer or, well, heaven forbid a tank. I don't know if I would want to do a tank, but like I could try different classes because it's like a fun project that also gets them some gear. You know, it's more characters that are ready to run Nighthold, and it's fun to see. It's like a season that is doable in a short enough period of time that I could reasonably do it on a couple of different characters. One pug if the group's even half coordinated. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe next week on stream I'll start trying to pug. Maybe tomorrow on stream I'll start trying to pug normal Aberrus, see if anyone will let me in. I don't have key gear. I don't know. And I don't want to be like, listen, promise, it's me, I'm good. I don't know what the standards are like for normal pugs. We'll have to find out. I'll have to just try. Pleased about getting these Shadow Flame crest fragments. How many am I getting, realistically? 3? 1. I got 1 Shadow Flame crest fragment, okay. I was wondering why I wasn't getting more, like, crests in a hurry. Flash, your main's AOTC. I don't know why, but that feels like cheating. I want my hunter to be able to pug through it on the back of what she's doing herself. But I know that's not really how the world works. Can you tell us a story about springtime in British Columbia? Are you looking for a fictional story or do you want an anecdote? I have an anecdote. It's that it's springtime and all of the bushes are blooming. And all of a sudden, because they started blooming, I started to see these hedges everywhere. Sometimes they're hedges, sometimes they're bushes, sometimes they're tall, sometimes they're short, sometimes it's basically a tree. But they have these clusters of brilliant blue flowers on them. They look amazing, and I don't know what they are, and I keep forgetting to bring my phone with me so I can take a photo and identify it. I don't know what it is! And I never noticed them before, but now I started to see them. I'm seeing them everywhere. It's like, I forget the name of the effect, but I've become a bit obsessed with them in that everywhere I look, someone has one of those bushes. And I must know. The cones of flowers are very small and compact, much tighter than a butterfly bush, much tighter than lilac. As far as I can tell, they don't smell. I haven't really given one a good sniff yet. I would. Sounds like me. I'm kind of hungry, but I have some leftover homemade pizza. I can heat that up for lunch. That'll be good. Oh, it's almost lunchtime. That's why I'm hungry. That's how that happened. Yeah, I just forget to bring my phone with me. I've been leaving my phone on its charger 24 hours a day recently. I've been trying to detox from it a little bit. There we go. Another single crest fragment. Decent flight stones, though, actually. I'll be able to upgrade some more stuff. I can get that, like, adventure neck upgraded. They said Floufy, and I was like, who's Floufy? I figured it was, like, a person in the group, but apparently it's a rare they want to go do. Spring bushes only have flowers for a few weeks. Yeah. They're so beautiful. People have the most gorgeous gardens here. I could just walk in any direction for hours and just gawk at the gardens that people have. Why do you want to do Floufy and not Magtembo? Hyacinths. They're like hedges. They're big bushes. It's not a hyacinth. I just need to take a picture. Hope they eventually increase the amount of crests, make ults a bit easier to catch up. I could stand to have flight stones come a little faster, but maybe that's because I'm just very impatient because I need them right now. I know that on my main, I get capped on them. The flower's purple. I would say they're blue. They're a very rich, brilliant blue that tends more towards purple than it does towards green. They're not rhododendrons. Teeny flowers. Hedges. Dense, small green leaves, oval leaves, almost like a boxwood, but bigger leaves than a boxwood. They're not lilacs. I know lilacs. They're not lilacs. I don't know why I'm trying to get this figured out right now. Oh. But they're blooming right now, and they're gorgeous. And it makes me want to landscape something. I want a yard that I can plant shrubs in. And bushes, and, you know, pick out a good mulch. I'm gonna get a wheelbarrow one day, and I'm gonna put my compost or my mulch or my leaves or something in it, and then I'm gonna wheel it over to somewhere else, and then I'm gonna put them wherever they're going. Are they plant? Get that. Dream. One wheelbarrow for me. Lilacs on my dislike list. Yeah, I must be miserable to be allergic to them. You wouldn't like it here if you, I mean, maybe you do, but they're everywhere in this city. They're starting to be done now. But I would go for walks in the evening when they were most fragrant just because it was so lovely. Teeny flowers. Yeah, teeny flowers. Dense, teeny flowers. Yeah. Allergic to anything with pollen plus all varieties of grass. It sounds miserable. If I get them ID'd properly, I'll let you guys know. So where is it that they want to go now? Owie. Oh no. Owie. It's okay, I'm a hunter, I can feign it. Not a hydrangea, not a rhododendron. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of shrub, but they can get very large. One of them that I saw was basically in a tree form that was much taller than myself. It's a shrubbery. Fetch me a shrubbery. You require shrubberies. I'm a botanist, so I'm interested. Maybe I'll try and second monitor Google. Shrub, blue, flowers, and then I'm just gonna look at images. 46 plants with blue flowers. No, not those ones. Not those ones. Not those ones. What is that? No, not those ones. Grape myrtle? It's something that's very common because I see them. Lots of people have them. No, blue. Very blue. Not blue plumbago. I looked at that. I thought maybe that, but not that. Definitely not a lilac. Not even, not lilac-y at all. Blue beard. Nope. It's gonna drive me nuts. I have to figure this out today. I'm gonna leave stream shortly and I'm gonna go outside and find one with my phone and get to the bottom of this immediately. So I can tell you guys tomorrow. No, it's not Bluebeard. The flowers are like in little, well, maybe it's Bluebeard. Let me see. I need a better picture of it. It doesn't quite look like that. No, it's not that. We all must know. We must know. Live stream the shrub list. I can't, I don't want to dox myself too much. I've already said more than I should. Alright, those are boots, but they're explorer boots, so I forgive them. I'm going to wrap up, so I'm going to get this character out of here, I think. She's done some good rares. Pleased with that. I got some good flight stones, actually. We're up to, I can upgrade another piece. Lots of snapdragons. Yeah, we definitely have lots of those here. It's not what it is, though. It is fun to play the plant ID game walking around because there are so many, just bajillions of plants. And there's a lot of people that will grow like food plants and stuff, like near sidewalks, just lots of places. Ceanothus. Blue. Let me Google this. Ceanothus. Is that it? Maybe? Blue. Let me see. That might be it. I need a better picture. It's hard to say. This blue doesn't look right. But maybe it's just a different variant of it that's got like a better blue. The leaves look better, I think. I don't know. I'll take the phone out today. And I'll get a picture of it and I'll figure it out. Because I think you might be right, yeah. GeoGuessr, but extra points for plant IDing. I can't believe how many boots I got today. I only have 2 feet. Oh, I forgot to get a moth. I guess I can do that tomorrow. I don't have to play all of my WoW in one day.
Have a look around.
Because all of the ones that I see are the same shade as far as I can tell. Here, I'll take the neck up to like 408. That'll help. Yeah, they're boots for my moths, my moth feet. Set for a race change to centaur. I like that. All right, I'm done. I'm hungry and I need to figure out this shrub, so I'm gonna go. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Probably more hunter stuff. I've been having a delightful time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your company. Check out the news video on my channel if you haven't done that yet. And if you like to watch those, there was a fresh one up this morning. I appreciate you guys and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.